Just making sure that that actually goes live on both places. Cool. Looks like it worked. And it looks like it worked there too. Neat. We did the thing. Boink. Boink. Can't forget the all-important retweet. This will really get the traffic moving. Okay. Okay, so that's a shadows thing. That's not a hair out of place thing. Hello, Fantas279. Hello, Devi Doovy. Hello, Over Me, the first YouTube viewer to return to the chat. Hello, Bumbling Bumbotron. Hi, Pear Yi. Hello, Jesse. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Villager. Hi, Keiko. Hi, Shaluna. Hi, Rishav. Hi, the Gabo. Alright, bye. Hi, Bracton. Hi, OxyClean Plus. Wow, it's like the best cleaning product, but more. Hi, Sai the Ninja. Hi, Sorer. That's a difficult name to say. I feel like you did that on purpose. Yeah, it's probably best to be back. That hasn't stopped the Twitch folk from... so Wulule Mareep was able to claim first, and Jamie has confirmed that cereal is soup for the confirmation of the question that I'm sure everyone was asking in their heads. For those of you who are asking, why are we suddenly back? That is a good question. It's also not a question that I'm like 100% gonna talk about. Because a lot of it had to do with moderation stuff. A lot of it had to do with stuff in the background. And that's not, you know, something that I'm going to comment on too thoroughly. But at the end of the day, we've decided that it is generally fine to be going on YouTube, even though it has fewer moderation tools than I would like for certain situations. And that it's definitely better for traffic, better for viewership to be in both places. Having, you know, spent a good month going Twitch only, having also compared the, you know, this is my job, having compared the income from being on just Twitch versus being on both. So it's generally better for the stream to be on on multi-stream, and the risks are low enough that we're willing to go over here instead. Thanks for the membership, Sai. Appreciate you. Message: we're generally fine. Oh, it's a play on sorcerer and should be pronounced the same way. Okay. Gotcha. Yes, Devi, well, we only have one VOD reviewee today, so we will need both you and Jamie, presuming that you are both available. I've seen you both in the chat. More than one cooler is inefficient to run on a comp, right? There have been successful double cooler comps. I would never go triple, but double has happened. It's been played both in the West and by top Japanese teams. It's an option in some cases. My understanding is that it's fairly niche. There are only certain like situations, map modes where you want it, but it's not unplayable for sure. Hello, Hummus Yummus. Welcome, welcome. So I see both Devi and Jamie giving the salute. Villager is... let me know when you're in the pool, Villager, and I will send out the invite. Isn't the comp formula generally pencil zap and 2v shots? It has never really been that consistently. Like, that's not a thing that I think I've ever seen run, actually. There's a lot more midline slaying weapons that are meta right now. We've got Squeezer, you know, very, very powerful. We've been seeing a lot of, like, V-Bucket, a lot of Stamper, some Range Blaster, some Nautilus. Not having any of those is definitely, I wouldn't say bad, but off meta for sure. Alright, invite sent, Villager. And hello, Devi and Jamie.
Hello.
Alrighty. So there's Villager. Villager's on the E-leader at the moment.
Yep, we were already discussing this because I knew what they played when we ran into them last time.
So we'll have it figured out. What are you going, Devi?
Nautilus or Wiper.
Okay. I'll run Zap.
Alrighty.
Is that Zap still 4 stars? How close am I? Huh. I thought I had more on that. Where am I here? Oh, it doesn't even say.
Are they in the waiting room?
I need to make a swim speed hat.
About to drag him up. Hello, Villager.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. What was I think this was the gear. I think this is the build.
Oh, my Discord looks weird. Whatever.
Hello.
Do we want rain or another lethal sub?
I think it's up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably... This is Rainmaker? Yeah, Rainmaker, definitely. Rain is really good on Scorch, but I feel like, I don't know. Either one would work. The Splashdown's good for, like, securing pop and stuff.
Yeah, it's just, I'm one of those Flatling players that use my subs more, so I'm like, do we want the lethal sub or to see everybody?
Yeah. And hello to... This is an entire, like, plot line that you've put as your tag.
Oh
Lesbian
my God.
Catboy Cammy Simps for Red Soul Part 1 with hearts surrounded
Heart.
on... What do I call you? That's not a name.
Communication
that's,
error?
That's
Yeah.
like the summary on the back of the book. What weapons are in your freshest fits? I don't use freshest fits, actually. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what's there and how bad they are. Where do you go for those again?
Hit the minus button.
Oh, there we go.
Take off the doggo.
Oh man, this is still back from when I was running Ninja Squid. Yeah, I
Nobody can see. They can only see the main weapon.
Okay, fine. So yeah, I don't use this anymore. I still use the headband and I use the shoes sometimes, but I don't use Ninja Squid much. Blaster builds. I mean, I haven't played Blaster in a while, so that's a moot point. The Tetris is actually pretty close to something that I would wear on like an aggressive build right now, although I'd probably wear a different pair of shoes now. And then... Oh, hey, this is what I'm currently wearing. Oh, because it's asking me to register a new one. Right, okay, fine. Yeah, I just remember them instead of putting them on freshest fits.
I just got the best title sequence ever. Merry Chaos, everybody.
Oh, that was the,
Those are the two titles
that was what you rolled? Okay, okay, it took me that long, but I finally understand what you're talking about.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, that's a good
If
one.
only it was Christmas time.
I know. Oh, man.
Spring times can be jolly.
I literally claimed all of my, my catalog rewards because I play a lot and then forget about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have stuff to claim. So I went in and claimed a bunch of it yesterday, and then played more yesterday, and then got some today. So it was yesterday I got titles of Praise Narrator, and, oh, what was the other one? It was something about dissing me as a DJ. Hang on.
Something DJ.
Yep. I'll find it.
And hello,
Oh,
Kiki.
here we go. It was Praiseworthy Narrator and Painful DJ were the two titles it gave me yesterday, and today it gave me the Merry Chaos, and I'm like, oh my god.
So the bars are on point, but the beats are not, is what I'm hearing there.
Apparently.
But Kiki asks how I've been today, and I've been pretty good. I got a pretty long script written out for the video, so that was good. It feels productive. Got a workout in the morning. Haven't felt like terrible after running longer than I was supposed to yesterday. I ended up getting lost and having to backtrack when I was actually just a mile away from where I needed to be. So that added 40 minutes to a 50-minute run. But I haven't been feeling bad or anything, like no like injuries cropping up or anything like that, and it's been good.
Tenacity on one of the shots. I traded with the Charger.
We get popped.
Right on our
One
pedestal.
around left.
There's one on our beacon behind
Flanking
you.
left,
guys.
flanking
they're
left.
on
Cooler
Watch
out.
our first
Yeah,
checkpoint.
they're on our flat.
Oh, there's one that might see me here.
We got purple.
Oh no, I missed. I hit 3 shots.
On our bridge. Not bridge.
I'm pushing in from left. Mini weak. Got him. Traded.
Got me underneath the mushroom.
Still one mid. They've got Zuka
Oh,
ready.
yep, they're on me.
Got
One.
Watch out. Oh,
They're
no.
scoring.
Got it. What else do we got? Up and
uh,
back?
Shot on our bats.
back.
Behind Jamie. Behind Jamie.
Yep. And there's one in the bottom right.
Oh, I put that
I'm down
cooler
from back.
way
Oh.
further back than I meant to.
Can we go
Still
left?
behind
with it?
us.
Still on our plat. Oh, I'm down to a
Drop
bomb.
it left. I'll follow.
Yeah, the drop it.
Oh, charger on
Just
left.
drop it down left here. We don't want it in our base.
Right
Zoom in,
You're
me.
backing.
Luca.
I'm dead to bomb.
Oh, I might die. Mini's right above me. Oh, thank you for that.
Swoon-worthy
This is
soup
scary.
stock. Alright, we got pop. There's still one coming from mid.
There's two. There might be
I've gotta
two on
get out of
me.
here.
Oh no,
Cooler
I'm
out
in
on
danger.
flat. Oh,
I'm in
shoot,
danger.
Right when Jamie jumped. My bad.
I couldn't get out.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Roll left. Hammer's out. Left. One other. Got me.
Hammer's on our ramp. I'm just dropping behind it.
I'm trying to get on the left.
They're weak.
here.
One's on the left stack.
Yep, one's watching me.
Get 'em,
One's
got 'em.
below.
Oh,
Two
that's.
low right. Careful.
I keep running into these bombs. My god. They tried to grab the Rainmaker. Nice.
Jamie, I'm with you.
Okay.
We should be able to stop this. Let's get some paint in mid.
There's a
when we
vac
do.
in front here.
Got that.
I got one.
Rainmaker.
There should be another one on the underneath our snipe somewhere. I don't know where, but that's where I last saw it.
I see.
Watch left.
Yeah, careful. All of them.
Oh, there it is.
Cooler out left.
Your first check on me.
Alright, chat. I need a
Back
death
inside.
to bomb counter.
I can do that.
Oh.
The charger. Ah, right stack.
We're two down. Yep, this is not good. I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna play
the
Viper.
blood shots
I'm
is
playing
good.
too aggressive for this.
One on our plat. Zuking.
I'm down.
I'm not see this.
Cooler out. They're coming from bats. Good stop.
Help me, help me, help me,
I
help me.
tried to
There
jump
we go.
across. There we go.
Thank you.
One ramp still. Another one on me. He dropped into mid. Got him. Traded.
Nice. There's one on the right stack. I don't know where, but that's where I saw it. Yep, low right. Corner. Charger. I got me. Watch out, Jim.
Got charger. I can do this.
Still in the corner there.
One on left.
Above us now.
Yeah, I tapped him. They healed us now.
Cooler out ramp.
Mid paint. Minis on the left. Oh
That's
dear.
a lot of bombs.
Oh, there's one on my right.
Yeah.
Jamie?
I'll have a
Oh,
DC.
rip
I'll
Jamie.
be D2 as well.
And another person died too.
Close to another cooler.
One in middle on the left here. I'm gonna try and get over here
Cooler mid.
and... Oh, I'm dead. I got back.
One behind us. Hit him twice. I'm down.
I might eat that. Oh, okay.
I traded.
Got one.
Just the Rainmaker. We need to get it in 6 seconds.
I'm gonna try and approach it.
I missed my shot.
No! Okay, I'm not playing that. I am playing too aggressive for it, so I gotta play something more aggressive.
I also don't think I hit a single shot that game. So,
First game doesn't count.
yeah. Warm up, right?
Hello, Melody. Melody says,
Yeah.
hi, Gem, from me and my girlfriend. A little sleepy, but happy to be on stream.
Oh.
Also, hi, chat. Hope
I
everyone's
did
doing
better than I
great.
thought, though.
And hi, D-Dip. D-Dip says, at least they weren't curling bombs. Yeah, I guess there's that. GG, Corafoya, even if it was 75% of a game. The number of players we had. Cosmo is asking, I need to ask, were you playing with Vic last night? Yes. Vic is a teammate of mine for LTC, so we were practicing.
Same with D-Dip and myself.
Yep. We've got a Mama Hydra in
Just
chat.
went down. Bad.
From the
I
man
do
who
that, but
knows
my
how to
voice
say it
is
best.
not ready to do that. I guarantee you that's
Mama
going to happen
Hydra!
once. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. That'll happen at least once at LTC.
Every time you enter a room.
Vocal warm-up, right, Dita? That'll be our vocal warm-up.
That'll be me and you before comms or whatever.
Yes.
Or during comms. We'll make them suffer through it.
What am I looking for? Oh, yeah.
I watched the eclipse. I watched the clouds. I looked up in the sky and saw what I've seen all winter. It was, not the place to be watching from. I did not travel for it.
Where did my shoes go? There they are.
Cool dip. Of course,
I'm gonna go get a quick drink of water, but you can ready up whenever, Debbie.
I'm just readying up now.
Cool dip. I am finishing up one class this week. I still have to do a test, so yeah. But besides that, I'll be done. Then I just have to wait till the 30th to finish up the last. And since none of the other classes I have to take are available during the summer, I'm doing summer break. I'm not too worried about it. Right now I have a 95 and a 100, like, respectively. So,
Ooh.
I'm maybe next.
Nostalgic critic, google.com? Are they trying to dress like Nostalgia Critic?
The team of the silver weapons.
I can't speak for their taste in YouTubers, but it was noteworthy for sure.
I'm going in for game design.
Got one. Oh,
You got that, Debbie? Oh, maybe not.
not you.
No, well,
Okay, yeah,
someone
you do,
else
you do.
does. Oh, yeah. Here. Ta-da!
In mid?
Yeah, there's still machines. It's not safe.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm on.
Well, I dunked it. So there's that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have two looking at me in a second here.
Nobody's up there with you, so...
I know. I'm more of a distraction than anything. There's a lot on the top corner that you can isolate.
Crab is down. Picking up to keep it here.
Ooh, done flash.
There's a Zuka there.
That's
Nice
Zuka.
work.
One flanking. I'm dead. Yep, two in that left.
One.
One more.
Back
Nice.
down. Got him.
Oh, okay, that's three down.
Not.
Yep.
I'll pick up, I
Nice.
guess.
I'm gonna try
Right in
strike.
front of me.
I'm on their bats. There's three by the checkpoint.
Oh, I thought that was covering that. Shoot. I could have sworn my shot
There you go.
landed on attic. Did not. We still got space for it.
They both have special. Watch
They
out.
have a crab and a Zuka.
I'm at their checkpoint distracting.
Well, that's a weird crap.
I got one.
Got machine. Got in their base.
I got the knot. I'm dead at their checkpoint. There's two.
Traded.
One more.
Nice,
There you
wipe,
go.
wipe.
Got him.
Ah! Hang on, there's a Nautilus on your jump. I'm trying to help you.
Is
I'm
it
just
safe?
backing out of this.
You can
Probably
jump to
jump
me
in
if you need.
together,
You can
then.
jump to me.
I'm already here.
Okay. Oh, there's a or what is this? That's not a Nautilus, that's an N weapon, but that's a zap.
That's the end one.
Oh, there's two here.
Cooler on left.
Ah.
Oh, hello. Not top
I
left
wouldn't
and
go that way.
one pinching. I see a crab.
You know you can sell out left.
Yep, that's the idea. Why is it giving me don't retreat over here?
Because it's a Rainmaker free zone. I am your guard.
I won.
When did they make it a Rainmaker free zone?
I don't know.
It didn't used to be.
A machine
I mean, I'm
has.
fine
Oh.
with it because that stalling spot sucks.
Did you... I don't know.
You might have backed up. Like gone forward and backed up.
Oh, I tried to assist.
Oh,
One by Jamie, nice.
Oh. I don't know where to look. I don't want to be up here yet, though. Hi, Jamie. Are you having fun?
Are you
I
kidding
won.
me?
Oh, no!
DC, no.
Oh,
It's okay. We got this. I believe.
Yeah.
That
Nice
one.
shot. Oh my god, that was sick. I got the zap. Oh, Dooley's got me. And there's one on bats and one on the fly.
whoever sent me that, be right back.
That one, crab.
Thanks for the resub,
Yep.
Jules.
Watch out.
Nice, Jerry. There's one on the right by me.
Here, have a cooler.
I know there's a zap on the right. This is mine now.
Yeah, just play to stall it.
Okay,
48
I can
seconds.
go-
If you survive
I
the
can
whole
go
time,
over
then we're
here.
good.
Suzuka.
Okay, you're actually ticking down faster, so
I know,
Okay,
I'm
so
trying to get into an area where it's not, but
yeah.
You're taking it a little bit off.
it's really... I think they may have changed it a little bit. Like, if I go by the ramp, it's okay, but I have to dodge everything else is the problem.
Yeah.
Oh no, villager!
But
trying to
no,
help you.
that's so
There you
much
go.
better for the
Nope,
game that
I
they
got it.
changed that. I don't know when that happened, but that is such a good thing,
Is that,
even if it does not benefit us in this situation. I'm good. Thanks,
Oh,
though.
there's one. They chased me. Yes!
They're zuking.
Zuka?
Yep. Okay, I have... Haha, funny.
Cooler outright. Alright, doesn't matter.
I think I found my aim.
Nice. You did an amazing jump snipe shot on someone jumping over the back.
Yo, that one
there.
was so
That
sick.
was sick. I just saw them jump and I'm like, oh, they don't exist anymore.
Cool, so I can still join. I'm not banned.
Okay. May says, send the Vunder my regards.
What, 14 and 1. Oh, wow.
How do I respond to this? I'm sorry, May.
You're sorry. It sounded like they appreciated your Vundering.
They
found
said
it
that they
wonderful.
said they were smoking me, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. Vunder is just like a secret pocket weapon I like to pull out whenever I feel like nothing else is working. So I did that at a LAN once. It worked.
Oh, there's Smidge.
I should actually fix up my Vunder build now that I know how I try to play it.
We got the whole enemy team in our chat now.
GG's, friends. GG's.
You know, like,
GG's,
the
that
past,
was
like, 2
me.
weeks,
Parentheses, I lost. Well, considering that everyone who won is currently on the stream, I think we drew that conclusion. But thanks for specifying, I guess.
Okay, so story time. When my undercover pick, this was still like this was the first day that S3 came out. It was in Riptide last year, and in the S2 bracket, I knew that there was an E-leader on the other team, and it was Zone's Inkblot, and I'm like, I'm not going head-to-head with a leader. Guys, would you hate it if I went Sorella Undercover? So I brought out an Undercover for that one game to dodge an E-leader, and I predicted right, because that was the game the E-leader came out, and it worked. Just was a little mosquito Undercover on their plat.
Double range.
That was on stream.
Yes.
One on right.
Oh man, Debbie's
Got
already
one.
there. Cooler out. Grabbing range, scoring it. Oh, maybe not, because there's someone here and I missed it.
Okay, I got 2. Blob's gonna be first out on the ramp.
Lowered into 6s.
Blob
Uh-oh,
drop?
hello,
No,
Jet.
they didn't drop.
Hello, Blob.
Just go for points, I think.
Ah! I got pushed off. That's a ball.
Ah. One my ouch.
Jumping with you, Debbie.
Yep.
I'm stealth going.
Someone's pushing villager? Or is that just a... Oh, that's just a sprinkler.
Hello.
Beautiful.
I didn't get very far because
Okay,
there was
you're
no
good,
paint,
back.
but I figured if I picked it up, it would help. Shield's gonna be out, Jim. Do not be in front. There we go. Kraken!
That's a awesome. Right.
Rain dropping mid. Got one,
Yep.
got 2.
Nice. Oh, that's a Kraken! Kraken's on the left. It's back to normal.
Got blob.
Nice. That's a
Done.
wipe.
I have grab.
Watch their flat.
Oh, how did that miss?
I got one.
Yeah, blob behind pedestals.
Wait, wait.
Oh, it was too far. I didn't realize they were there.
It's all good.
I was so close to it. That's why I was like, oh no.
They're gonna drop it
They're
out.
gonna drop it right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be there
Stop them.
shortly too. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna stay up here, okay?
I'll go like help. A 1.
There's another. They grabbed it? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, hang on. I gotta go back up there.
It's still up there.
Indeed it is. The gal's looking at me. Watch out, Gem.
Not anymore.
Blob's behind you.
Oh no, that's such a mob.
Oh no.
Don't mind me. I'm just here.
Mind me. I'm also
I
here.
got 2 of that, but the wrong 2.
They dropped it down. Rip.
Oh, I tried. You
The
good with
cracking
that,
stud
Jamie?
jump might not be safe.
Or do you want me to get? Oh, yep. Oh, there's one by Jamie.
Yep.
Nice. Watch middle. There was paint going down there.
Yep.
It's a sprinkler
96.
and another. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a
96.
funny
Found
jump
the
camp.
one,
Oh, I missed it. Oh well.
Blob's trying to paint.
I've
Oh,
ceased
hello.
to care about the state of the game. I'm just spawn camping now.
There's someone on this
At the
wall.
catch.
Oh, did you get him? No, there's
Ah,
another
sprinkler
one.
saved.
No, they backed up. Right, left.
Oh, that's a Kraken.
2
Heads
left.
up.
One pop Kraken.
I'm jumping out. I don't know why I'm here. That's not
I
out.
missed.
Okay,
I'm
whatever.
sad
This is
that
fine.
missed. I'm dead. I need help. No, I'm not dead. I don't have a shield though. Two
I
in
make
mid.
it.
There's drinks there. Oh, I missed the drinks. Here, Jerry.
Adapt them.
Oh, that's geometry. I needed to get over here. Oh no.
I can careful. Just bring it up left a little bit.
Help. Thank you. Trying to paint. I don't have any paint.
Traded blob.
Hit my mine! No!
Nice.
Thank you for that! Thank you, Jimmy! I hit them all the perfect amount of times, and then all you had to do was burst bomb, and you got a double with it.
It was a crap shot.
It was a crap shot? Oh, that was even better. I just watched them both
Yeah.
go down in front. Oh my god. I was like, they literally just need one hit each, and then all of a sudden they just explode in front of me, and I'm like, thank you!
I was like, okay, please make it past the wall.
It did, and it worked out really
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I didn't have much of a shield left either. Oh my gosh, okay. I did things.
Yeah,
I
Void
didn't
Bunny.
funny
The
bomb, but...
Void Bunny. The trick is that you have to force the Kraken to commit to something that you can see before they'll get on top of you. Like, for them to go all the way up on top of the left stack, that's reactable for me. I can drop off the ledge before they can get all the way up. And then if they drop after me, that's also reactable because I can be back up on the wall and climbing again by the time they get down to me. So you just run it around in circles, play Ring Around the Rosie with it until it runs out. And then at that point I had teammates watching it to get rid of it for me. It was smart of them that they were able to at least get high ground by the time the Kraken was over, but they didn't really use it super well. I think they just dropped down after me.
Oh my
Oh,
god, the
commitment.
person on the other
This is
team.
relationship advice. Peace for Rose.
That's a moment.
Oh.
You see it?
Yeah.
Ah!
Pushing right.
Yep, I'm with you. Trying. There's a
If you want
blaster.
to
I
down.
don't have shield.
Got another
Oh.
one on me. They're weak.
Get it, Jerry.
Traded. Nice.
Yeah.
Do I just
I'm gonna
run?
do-
Go, go, go,
I think
go.
I-
Third
I
white.
think- Yeah.
Get the dunk and then set up for.
Like,
push
there's nothing pushing.
Yeah,
keeping me
you're
from
fine
doing
because
that.
we had the wipe. You just outlived everybody.
Perfect.
I'm gonna have 2 on me in a second.
Cooler out. Get that
Help.
first.
I'm dead. Thank you. There's 2 there, Jamie. There's
That's
the 3rd
perfect.
now.
I got hit.
Painting
Yeah, I
two.
got pinched by the third.
Oh, watch out, villager. Watch out.
Nice.
Oh,
I
okay,
got him.
never
Got
mind.
him, I
You
got him,
win
I got him.
again. Here.
I can take this time.
Sword, sword,
Watch out,
sword, sword.
Scamper. On top
Yeah, I
lane.
got dropped
Almost
on.
ready.
I'm not gonna jump to that.
There's one on that left that probably knows I'm here. Why not?
We're
Oh,
gonna drop that
hello.
left. I'm just leaving.
Bully it. Oh, there's 2 here.
I got killed by a stamper,
Yeah. Okay, they're pushing rain. We have no defense. We have no defense.
Oh!
Wait, what is
They're-
happening?
They
what
lagged
is-
like
what is
crazy. What? Oh,
Jamie
we had a
DC,
DC again.
that's why. I got rain. I'm gonna die. Oh no. I don't know how that worked, but it did. I got
Just
2.
Luna. Where's Luna?
I don't know.
It's not what you like to hear about Luna Blasters.
I know. Make sure.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
I
right
found it! It's in my face! They're going
on
for
my way
rain!
back,
They're
I'm
going for
behind
rain!
They're weak. No, behind.
Yep. Oh, wait!
Please, and someone else. Okay. Way to get it out.
There's one under here somewhere.
Please.
They're just
on
gonna
me.
go over top.
Stop.
Nice. Oh! Oh, jeez.
Rain
Rain.
down.
Oh, there's one on me. Luna's on the left.
Got the Luna.
Okay, just the bucket. They're in front of Gem.
The buckets.
Hit him twice. Weak.
I got you. I have Reef Slider.
Cooler out.
One on the left, drop.
Got the Elise. I'm gonna try strike. I guess double strike.
There's a sword on me and another. I got 2!
Beautiful.
If it's 2.
Above, top right, top right, and on bottom
Hit him
left.
once.
Got him.
They're down.
Watch out, watch
Louise
out,
in
Billy.
front.
Pushing me.
On me. I'm down.
Yeah, the one. There we
Oh, I
go.
don't have cooler.
Nice. Okay, on top again.
Yeah. It's a sword. I can't fight it without
See
help.
if you can get over left when you can.
There's a bucket by me. Thank you for that.
There.
Oh no,
Get
I'm
it.
dead. Bucket got me. Pushing
Got
rain,
Louise.
pushing rain, pushing rain.
Got him.
There you go.
Oh, zip. I'm back.
Yeah, I don't know if I can help with that.
Uh-oh.
You got pinched.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's a lot
I
of
win this,
bumps
I
in it.
swear!
Oh my god, Billy.
I'm
Yeah,
marked
drop
too.
roller. Oh no, they're a stamper, that's why.
There you go, thank you.
Stamper.
There's a Luna here.
I'm right.
Watch
Just
out, watch
you,
out,
just
watch
you.
out.
No. I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, that's good.
You guys-
Watch out
you
for
guys
zip,
can
zip,
go to
zip, zip.
Yep. Oh, okay, I guess I just missed.
Cooler out.
It happens. Oh, I should probably get that.
Yeah. Got the
Oh, there's a
crack.
They
bucket on
pinched
me.
at specials. On our ramp, top of a ramp.
No, I don't have shield. Okay, they're going right.
Luna on our base. I'm trying to strike
Oh,
him.
Got rain.
right side.
Yeah.
Or left, sorry. Bucket. I don't have shield, they're weak. Two.
Drop that down when we can.
There's one guy behind you.
Oh, they're
no,
behind.
they buffed it.
They
Yep.
jumped the stamper.
I can honestly say I have never done that before.
Oh, the Luna got me directed.
So I wasn't entirely sure if it was possible, but now I've found out.
I am banned for 10 minutes, but I should have fixed it at this point because
Okay.
I realized it was connected automatically to the wrong
Hmm.
net. So
Alright, fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Bomb super jump timing is hard to practice without just having a willing participant jump to the same place repeatedly. And it's actually not 100% consistent anyway, because the suction bomb is long enough as a fuse timer that you need to know when the jump started, because if you're trying to react to when the color of it starts changing, it's too late. They'll be able to escape. Splat bombs are more consistent because you can actually just put them out there in response to when the color of the arrow starts going away. You know, when it starts hollowing out as the player drops down. But suction bombs, you kind of just have to guess sometimes, because you don't really know when the jumps started unless you saw them start. High piece for Rose. GG.
Alrighty.
It's Yeti.
More Brella! Are you going right, Jen?
Triple Ninja Squid, okay.
Yeah, I'll paint right.
Oh, there's a knot on the left. I'm gonna die to it. Ooh! Yep, knot got me. Thank you. Watch paint
We're
coming
out.
out right side.
Got their bucket. I'm camping their cooler. Nope, I'm getting sniped, actually.
Okay. I'll move ahead. Oh, I see it. Carbon's at check with bamboo. My shield's broke. I'm pinching.
There are so many auto bombs. What the heck?
Oh, I'm gonna
There's
die.
like 4 of them.
Never mind.
How?
I'm alive. Okay, if we pop it and go, I have reef.
Alright.
Top right is the last. Oh no.
Let's go.
I don't have any ink. I couldn't aim that as well as I wanted to, but I tried. I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm almost a tri-strike.
There's a lot of fall off paint there.
Oh,
One's going top right, heads up, and one's on top left.
Yeah, the bamboo's running a double autobomb build, but I feel like there were 3 of them, right? I'm not. My eyes aren't deceiving me.
No,
there? I feel
no,
like there are
they're
a lot
throwing 3. They're getting a little bit of paint to get a third.
Okay.
They're
Auto
playing
bomb rush.
pure bombs.
up to you.
Woo! Hi, Carbon!
Oh, I'm done
Hello,
the rail.
Nautilus! Ah! I got stuck in a tight spot and I was like, I'm gonna do chip damage the best I can. Oh,
This
our
is not a
brother's
good
in danger.
idea.
You were so close.
No, it's not, but we're gonna do it anyway, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, we got the rain, let's go!
It's
You
one
on
of
it?
those do as I say, not as I do things for the chat. Out in mid. Bucket weak. Got him.
Nice. Top left bamboo.
Got one. That was an excellent big bubble.
Strikes.
Okay. Heyo.
One on
Got
side.
Nice shot. Top left? Someone's on the upper left.
I'm down to bucket on right. Ramp.
Oh my gosh, so many auto bombs.
Oh, wait. I thought I was going to be able to swim past that. Whoopsies. Right side, swimming forward. They're in a corner. Oh, that's a Nautilus. Rain's weak. Push it. There's 3 there. There's 3 there in a cluster.
Eyes.
I'm backing
that-
up, backing up,
That
backing
does
up,
not
backing up.
mean we should push it. They had high ground.
They had high ground? Oh,
Yeah,
they
they
were
backed
all
up the ramp.
in the bottom pit. Oh, I got hit direct by the Rainmaker shot. Whoopsies.
Careful, you're the only one in there for now.
Oh no.
Bamboo is in mid.
Mm-hmm.
1, a 2.
Nice.
Bamboo's by me on the right.
Carbon has Zuga, so watch out for that.
I got bamboo.
Left side, Nautilus. Got him. Cooler out.
I didn't get the carbon. Carbon's on you guys. Careful. Oh, there's someone by
Where
me.
did
Never
they
mind.
go?
Bucket. I traded with Bucket.
Nah, should be safe.
I'm not gonna pick up. 45 seconds.
Got 1.
We don't need to push. Okay, we can probably go.
There's a bamboo and a carbon up here somewhere.
Watch
Watch
out.
out. Zuka.
Oh, I'm down.
One in mid. Carbon.
Got rain.
Hello, bamboo.
Bucket behind me. Got him. Oh,
Get
that
you
was
down.
triggered. Alrighty.
Nice.
Hello, Emil.
Someone said too many auto bombs. That sounds like a challenge mode.
We were talking about bomb rushes the other day. I can't remember which chat it was. And I'm like, they can literally, people can just do bomb rushes on their own will if they really want to. That bamboo is exactly an example of that.
No, the
Yeah,
match
sort of.
before, there was someone with 2 mains and then 9 subs of Subsaver.
One more, Jamie.
Maybe he went AFK.
Yeah. believe
Oh.
so.
Yeah, one more. Okay.
I'm just playing single player mode right now.
Okay.
Give those furry Octarians what for? What do you believe Nozzle Noses need to be a better weapon? Better paint definitely helps a lot. There have been moments where they have been viable. Kits are also really important, and I don't think they really got like a super winning kit that wasn't outclassed.
There's a shot on me on the left. I couldn't move my controller far enough.
So it's not like they gave them objectively bad specials, they just gave everything that the Nozzle Noses had a competitor that was preferable. I'm down, by the way, Debbie.
I know. Oh, the bucket reached. Still in that right stack. Be careful. Oh, I guess that's a rando. Got one.
Well,
There's
our
a bunch
teammate-
weak by me.
Did not notice the
There we go.
Rainmaker was pushing.
2 on the left stack.
A bucket on left.
Yep. 2 umbrellas, and we can't hit it. Left side.
I'm just gonna let it reset.
Oh, there's
Stop
someone
it
on the
from
right
grabbing.
stack, too.
Yeah.
They're pushing. Hey, Zipcaster.
Zip.
Hey, that Zip got me. Just
They're
you,
going up
Jerry.
rail.
Yeah, there's 2. One's underneath left of snipe. Ooh, this is sketchy!
I should have died immediately for dropping there.
I got rain. I missed them. Oh no. 2 pushing right. Could be 3. They're hiding around the right stack.
Got one. Cooler on its way
Oh,
out.
they have cooler by the Rainmaker.
So do we.
What do we do? Look at that. Bottom right.
Yeah, I'm going on
Sword.
after it.
They're
They're weak.
weak.
They jumped.
Okay. Oh, hello, shot.
Oh my god, I missed everything. I should have
Oh,
had
and
that
I
3
got
times over.
Brella bombed, and so did our other Brella. Just you, villager. Or Bones, sorry. As that's a rando. I know. Habit of callouts.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Not a bad habit to have.
Something I need to do.
Shot weak on me. Got him.
Oh, what?
They're going up
Wow.
rail.
Rain went, oh, they
They're
have free
restoring.
run. There's 2 in the way.
Wow. Thought I was hitting his player.
Watch out.
Thought I was actually hitting the Rainmaker shield.
Oh no. There's one on our bats. There's Azuka.
I'm down on bats.
I know. I'm bopping them off the ramp.
Okay.
2 on bats.
Let's get it out. Well, we can't tell them what to do. But they decided to anyway.
I got 1 with mine. 1's following. Watch out. There's another one behind me somewhere. 2 in mid. Nice shot. Watch the flank. Oh, they're weak. Nice.
Nice.
Pop it and we should be able to get there.
1.
No, I was trying to get above and body block. Careful, there's 2 pushing.
Another weak. Got him.
They're watching left.
Picked it
Careful.
up.
I'm going in the mid.
Oh, 2 here. Hello. Oh, I almost got it. They're weak. 2 weak on their check. They aren't dropping it. They're just trying to go over plat right now.
I'm try striking.
Got 2.
I one in mid. They're marked.
On the stack, careful. No! Okay, there are 2 on the right stack, be careful. Oh no.
Just play D. Should be fine.
Yep.
They only have like a few ticks. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I died to a bomb. Whoops. I did not see that behind me.
Is putting a cooler down on top of podium stop them from getting on it? No, no. If anything, it gives them cover.
Yeah. It can body block. Coolers are nice obstacles to shield you. I use them a lot. Whenever my dynamo puts a cooler by me, I use it as a wall.
And hello, Lulin.
Could you just imagine if
Oh, we can
Cooler
get Jamie
prevented
now.
you from ending the game?
GG Raccoonus. Not Dracoonis anymore, because that doesn't fit in their tag. I've coached Raccoonus before, and the lore behind the tag is that they had a star and then a D, because it was supposed to be starred Raccoonus. But everyone thought that it was Dracoonis and pronounced it all together, and so they kind of rolled with it. But now their team tag has more than just the star, and it hits the character limit, so they're back to being Raccoonus.
That works.
I wouldn't say cooler greater than splash wall, because it's way easier to shoot around a cooler than it is to shoot around a splash wall. Splash wall can legitimately just seal off a choke point. There are very few situations you're going to run into where a cooler can't be shot around or like bombed around or something. On the plus side, you can't detonate a bomb off the cooler, so it's harder to attack it that way.
There. Okay.
It is midnight for me. Ah, outing yourself as a European, I see. Or maybe like... maybe a West African or something? I don't know exactly how that lines up in terms of latitude, right? I forget which one's which, actually.
Yeah. No, because the longitude ones are long. They go. It's like giving the
It's a brick.
Earth a hug.
Yeah.
We're fighting
Actually,
it.
longitude is what I mean, though, because you use latitude
lot
to
of
determine
background.
north-south. Oh, right. Here's a cooler, I guess.
Oh no.
Oh,
So-
no.
Come on.
Your internet's just
I'm just
having
gonna
a good
run
day.
it.
Don't beat yourself up over it, Jamie.
Oh wait, no, wait. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I
I'm
was
not being
dancing.
frustrated, I'm being frustrated,
I forgot the battle ended.
but- Alrighty.
Vic had this issue last night with S1, don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, yeah. So, like, I wish this had latitude and longitude lines on it, but... oh, yeah, that's right. There's a bridge, basically, a land bridge between Spain and Morocco. Like, not not a complete land bridge, but like there's a very skinny strait between the two. Okay. So, it's not just Europeans who might be seeing it. Could be Antarcticans. They'll never see it coming. I'm gonna go and take a restroom break, and then we will get started with the VOD reviews. Whoops.
Alright.
In the meantime, though, here is a frog.
Frog.
Ribbit, ribbit. He looks so happy, has a strawberry on his head.
Yes. It is best frog. Look, Jamie, a frog just for you.
Hey, he's so polite and happy.
Did you get a ban, Jamie?
Huh?
Did your internet give you a ban?
I did not.
Okay. If
I
you
don't
want,
think
I can
so.
play a few more afterwards with you if you want to get some games in.
Let me see how the internet goes. really
Well,
quick.
that's why I said we can try it out and see how it is.
Okay. That's
Jamie,
so
you're being
frustrating.
asked if you're still playing Dragon's Dogma.
I am, but I'm really trying to wait. I'm waiting to see if they will patch it because the CPU problem that they are like that's giving it the whole problem is still there. So I don't want to burn out my CPU because that thing's like what, $200 or something like that. Besides that, I really enjoyed that game as a whole. Like the game itself is a lot of fun. For me, it feels like a more advanced Skyrim almost, if that makes sense, mixed with Monster Hunter.
I'll wait till Jim gets back and then we can hop in my stream VC, Jamie, if you want.
Started playing the original Dragon's Dogma as well. This is a Field of Difference, and I really like that. I like it so far. I don't know. I made a Dark Souls character named Kissy. Never mind. It gave me a communication error, Debbie.
Ah, we tried.
Yeah.
Oh man, even your VC is going interesting.
It's just not having it today, I guess.
I
Platoon
guess.
1 killed it.
Splatoon 1 took your internet down with it. Oh boy.
Nintendo just
I
does
played
not
until-
want him playing.
Apparently not.
I played it till the very end. Funny enough, I had a lot worse internet issues back in Splatoon 1. Like, I could barely get 2 games in,
Oh no.
like, in a single day. Back then. Part of the reason why was, like, I couldn't actually fully learn the game. I developed a lot of bad habits just trying to finish a game as quickly as possible before my internet cut out. I really like Splatoon 1 as well. It's a fun game. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna fully reset my internet right now, and
Oh.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, well have fun with the VOD review.
Thank you, Devi, and thank you for filling in,
Bye.
Jamie.
Sorry.
Oh.
You're welcome.
You were
Bye,
best
guys.
Don't
Pom-pom
apologize. It's your internet's fault, not yours.
I can't help.
Now remember, it's always mine. I need to fix mine, remember? That's the running gag.
Debbie, fix
You were
your
joking,
internet.
Jen,
Anyway,
Okay.
that
We
was...
were joking, Jim. That's switching one chug my internet.
Oh.
Okay, have fun.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, so I have a replay code from Villager. Before I put that in, I'm going to screen share for Villager so that Villager can see in real time instead of having to wait through stream delay. So that should be live now.
Oh, I have a charger tech thing I've never heard anyone talk about. I think it works with like very specific controllers. So like when you charge hold, but like you do enough damage to like where your next shot would be a tap shot. So if you do like 60, because the tap shots do 40, the controller vibrates a little bit, where like a normal tap shot doesn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I only picked up on it the other day, and I've never heard anyone say anything about it. So
The reason for that, and this is something that I learned from looking at the 8-bit Do controller and trying that out, the vibration on the Pro controller is very subtle. It's very tuned down. So there are a lot of vibrations that I think a lot of people don't even consciously realize that they're feeling. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like you can feel it on a Pro controller if you're really looking for it, but just wouldn't have figured out or like thought about because it's so subtle. But maybe if you use like an 8-bit Do controller and you turn the vibration all the way up so it's like really shaking your hands, that becomes apparent.
yeah. Although
So-
also I have a different Pro controller. It's like on the like Splatoon 3 one I have, the vibration is so high, like it feels almost like uncomfortable. But like the one I normally use, it feels a lot like less vibration. It's kind of weird.
So that's just
Okay.
variation between two Pro controllers?
Yeah.
First party too, like not modded?
Yeah. No, like the other thing I don't like using it, the motion controls feel even more floaty than like it's normal sometimes. So
Well, I can't really say because I've never really
yeah.
experienced that myself.
No, it's just a weird thing that like I've never heard anyone talk about before.
Well, let's get started here. Is this solo queue?
This is solo queue. I am playing with my team here, but like if you treat it like
So
a
it's not solo
match-
queue. This is
Whoa,
Anarchy
okay,
Open
it's not
then.
solo queue. It is open.
Okay, makes sense, makes sense.
If you see any like quick things you could mention about them, then go ahead. But like, as far as just general stuff goes,
Like, you mean comp-wise?
uh,
Oh, you mean like about your teammates while we're doing the VOD review?
yeah,
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. So, just looking, they have a very Anarchy Open kind of comp on the other team. Commenting on our comp, all of these weapons are solid in their own right. I'm a little worried about a couple of things here. Number one, no cooler. That's just always going to be a disadvantage when you run up against a team that has a cooler. That's something that I would just usually recommend having unless you like have a very particular reason that you don't want to run one. But aside from that, we've got an E-liter, we've got a Nautilus, so those are both weapons that are going to play a pretty, like, they're going to be closer to anchors than a lot of other weapons will be. They're not your primary frontline for sure. And then as the frontline, we have 52, which, you know, that is absolutely a frontline weapon. It can go in there and start fights. And then we've got Machine. Machine is kind of going to want to play relatively similar positions to, like, the kind of in between the Nautilus and the 52. So there's not a lot of, like, we are going to run at you and start a fight ability here. This is a comp that very much needs the enemy team to run into you. And that's something that has historically worked, but it's not a very common play style. A lot of the time, top teams value the ability to move fast, and I don't feel like this team really moves fast except with specifically the 52. The 52 is going to have to be able to move forward very independently to create space for its team here. And the Machine and the Nautilus are going to have to follow up behind the 52 on any fights the 52 starts pretty quickly. They're going to have to know their positioning pretty well, and they're going to have to move pretty effectively to get into the positions where they're able to join fights that the 52 starts. So I'm a little worried about, like, specifically that one player pulling apart from the rest of the team and ending up in positions where they need help but can't get it. I'm also worried about, if we win a fight, our ability to push forward and take space off of that fight win. Because we're not going to have paint that goes out in front of us very quickly with either the Machine or the Nautilus, or the E-Leader for that matter, not that they're going to be pushing up themselves. And so it's going to be relatively slow to take space, and it might be a little bit harder to get a snowball going because it takes too long for us to get set up in front of the objective here. So those are the main things that I worry about there, and I think that all of those issues would be exacerbated if you were up against a cooler team. Basically, against a cooler team, your team needs to sit back, let them feed into you, and get just, like, massively disproportionate KAs, which your weapons are capable of doing, which is why that would work, that you have really long range and you can just look at them from a bunch of different directions and, you know, put a wall in their face and stuff. But that's the way that you would have to play, which means you'd have to win more fights and splat more players than they would have to be able to score as much as they do. So that's my thinking on that. As for their comp, they have an Octobrush and a Carbon Deca, which means if you win the paint war, both of those weapons have a much harder time getting in and doing anything to you. You are going to have a lot of aggressive pressure from the Explo unless you specifically on the E-Leader can keep it under control. You don't have a lot. In fact, you have no... this is maybe another thing to talk about. You basically have no poking tools on any of the frontline weapons that are going to reach the Explo. You have one Suction Bomb, and then a Fizzy if that's enough to get in their way and, like, paint their feet or something. But even that is probably not going to splat them by itself. You probably need more pressure on top of that to be able to get them. So poking someone out of position who's a troublesome long-range weapon, you're going to be really dependent on the E-Leader to handle that. So that's something to bear in mind for the frontliners as well. And you said you wanted me to focus on your perspective, but if I see anything from your teammates, then to point that out?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. On the way out, you want to be popping the map open and shut real quick so that you can see stuff like this developing before it gets right underneath you. If this were, say, a range blaster, you'd already be directed. So this is something where on your way out, you already know which direction you're going, and you're just doing this. And by then, you probably see that there's this splotch of paint coming from the right side because you saw that someone was spawning out in that direction already. And you're already looking for that instead of being surprised by it. So this forces you out of a position where you can have an impact, basically, because you were trying to look out over mid and support your team doing that. But now that there's someone underneath you, you have to worry about that first. And your team now, for example, might get bullied out of position by the Explo. If you're able to keep that player from getting in this far on the right, that's the ideal situation, because then you maintain your position. But now you just have to call to your team that there's someone under you, and we'll have to see what you can do from that. Oh, and now they're behind your team, so they end up getting several. Yeah, definitely jump out at that point. Ended up getting punished really hard for that. I would probably prioritize, if you can hit shots on the tower from here, just hitting shots on the tower. Even delaying their checkpoint here is huge for the team. And you're the only player that has any chance of being able to reach it at this point. There are multiple other members of your team that are looking at that player that's in front of you, you know, the one that was on the grates and stuff, and they all have the range to deal with it. It was just a brush, I believe, going over the side. But you're the only person who can stop the tower, and if you can stop the tower, that gets you much more value than stopping that one player from going across the Great Bridge. So we do eventually stop it. It was a little bit too close for comfort if you're really trying to stop that checkpoint, but we get there. Unfortunate. One of the things that you generally want to call out, even just for your own benefit at the beginning of a match, is whether people have drop roller. And two of them happen to have it, not to mention that one of them is a stamper, which is going to be able to do the dash attack off of those landings anyway. So that's something to bear in mind. Like, okay, there are two of these players that can... Wait, is it the stamper that's running... Why is the stamper running drop roller? They already have better than drop roller from their main weapon. Anyway, that's something that you want to watch ahead of time, especially as, you know, a weapon like yours, which is going to get so much out of trying to camp jumps. You want to make sure that you're aware that that's a thing that can happen, so you get the really precise timing on it. And so we've lost our front line, so there's not a lot we can do from here, but something to bear in mind right now is that the tower is going to shift from right to left if they get too much further here. So while this is probably going to be a good spot for now, and maybe it's going to be a good spot by the time your team gets back here, if the tower goes past the next checkpoint, you're out of play until you rotate left. So that's... I would hesitate to put myself this far right unless I thought I was going to have an angle to be able to stop second checkpoint or something. Okay, nice. Yeah, this does get you closer to that tower area, to that second checkpoint, so it's good to be there for now, but as soon as they clear second check, you've got to already be moving left. Otherwise, they're just going to have extra time on the tower. Good shots. Okay, yeah. So, if we hadn't won the fight there and they'd been able to keep moving, that's when you'd really need to get over there. But you got a couple shots, your teammates finished off the rest. Unfortunate that they made through the checkpoint, but you did the most that you could at that particular moment. And we've talked about all the ways that, like, you could have helped to move things along before then. So it looks like there's going to be someone down there. Yeah. Let's back up for a second and see if there's something we could have done about that. Squid School? I didn't know you stream. I've been streaming since 2020. Welcome. So, good shot there. We know that the brush is down there, bottom right. This might be just something on the front line to clear out, but the brush probably shouldn't be able to get this close to this wall, this close to the tower, while the tower is going by, without getting contested sooner. We want to clear that out so that they can't do this to us. Either that, or maybe push the tower a little bit slower and see if we can bait them out. But it feels like this catches everyone off guard here. And this is like one of those defensive moves that you want to expect that a lot of frontliners will go for. Especially frontliners that are as happy to shark as an Octobrush and a Carbon Deco. Oh, and there's the Carbon Deco. Speak of the devil. But yeah, so it's your frontliner's job to make it so that they can't do that. The frontliner's job is to create a protective barrier around you so that there's no way the carbon sneaks up. There's no way that the brush gets above you or around you or something. If the tower is moving forward into an area and that protective perimeter hasn't been created by them, then you don't want to be riding that tower. You might want to just sit on the backside of the pole and be ready to swim off the other side. You don't want to be exposing yourself too much. Nice try. And this is presumably getting called out. And I like that we've got some players looking at it, but we've still got someone holding the front. Nice, and you're able to follow up. Good teamwork so far. Explo's probably going to get you here. They really should get you. They should have gotten you already. With any of these AoE weapons, once one hit lands, you have to assume that the next hit is also going to land. Because that hit is going to paint your feet, and all they need is one more shot to finish the splat. It's the same deal with like range blasters, or really like any blaster that's one of those one-shot blasters.
No, range blaster like destroys my dreams. They just approach ledge, and I just have to run away.
Yep.
And most of the time, if there's no one in front.
And same deal with Explo if you can't hit your one-shot on them. If you can hit your one-shot, that's when you win, and that's why the matchup is favored. You also have more range, so there are times where you can hit them that they just can't do anything back. So it is still a favorable matchup if you play it carefully positioning-wise. But if they can get on top of you, they still absolutely can go for that play that they did, provided you don't hit the one shot that you can fire in between their two attacks. And so, at that point, if you're not going to have the charge ready for the second shot, and they've already hit one, you don't trust them to miss. You swim off the back of that tower, and you do what you need to do to get away. Oh, close one. Hopefully you're calling this out to your team so that they know there's a carbon coming behind them. Maybe not. Or maybe they just didn't respond to it. That's pretty important. Like, the carbon roller, if it gets somewhere and people don't know about it, it can just kind of get a quad. So if that sort of thing is happening and you're trying to chase them away from your team, that would be something I'd be very urgently calling, that like they're about to get dropped on by a carbon roller. There was a question in chat. Where can I send my replay? So, for the coaching that's happening right now, the Tuesday streams, these are pre-arranged over Discord DMs. So I will send you that there. This is my Discord server, and you can just find me on the top of the member list, because I am the admin and I put myself above all others. So you can find me there and we can talk about it. There is also the what Kiki's talking about, the $10 for the 1 hour session. That is from Metafy. So if you want this coaching and not on a Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, then that's where you would go to sign up for that. There are some other offerings, like there's a way to send in something recorded instead of having it live, and there's an option that's longer for full teams to do a practice. But I just put a video out about it today, and clearly I'm still going to get questions about it until the end of time, so it's whatever. Anyway, so we're down a player, and after firing a shot from this position, I probably don't like it the rest of the way. If anything, I might actually drop to low ground on left here, because you still have a way to back up from there, but now you can see further into the pit down there. Because staying up here, you've got a wall in the way, you're still visible. Anyone on their team that wanted to could run into mid and just use the glass wall in front of you to block your shots. And you'd have to either back up or you'd have to get a shot ready to right side peek around the corner. But it's cover that they can easily use to approach you from here. So the window of visibility is pretty low, and the risk of being pushed from someplace else is pretty high. I'd probably actually drop down, and then, if someone runs at you, then you can jump out, or you can, swim up a wall someplace else, but from here it doesn't seem like you're getting anything. And you could also just right side peek around the glass to begin with, but that wasn't really what you were going for. I think that's also a strong position if they're trying to contest the top side, but the whole fight was bottom side, so that's why I probably would have followed it by dropping bottom side to go after it. Oh, no worries, Catterpatches. Like, that's not an affront to people asking me questions. It's just people get... I, as a content creator, cannot assume that somebody is going to see all of the content that I create. It's algorithmically generated, and they're only going to spit out certain ones. So, like, I can't be like, well, you should have just watched all 1,100 of my videos. Like, no, that's not reasonable. So, I don't blame anyone for not knowing. I was just wondering if it was going to help people be more informed about what the offerings were. Whew. Little spooky there. Let's see how that snuck up on us. I have no idea. It says I hit 2032.7 tower control. I am shaking. Is that really good for you? I don't have a perspective there of where you're normally at. That is pretty sneaky of them. I noticed the little bit of orange paint on the top of the ramp, but it still surprised me a little that they were able to get this close to splatting you from this. And then they just overcommit onto you. No, they don't ever overcommit onto you because your teammate isn't able to trade back. This is a long time that you have spent down here circling around this one particular platform. You've got to figure out something to do faster than this, because the carbon could literally just have finished splatting your two teammates and then dropped down to come after you. You need to keep putting distance between you and them. And this feels really indecisive. It feels like you're thinking you're going to be able to go back up, and then realizing, oh, maybe I can't, and then finally jumping out. But that was something that, like, could in theory have gotten you splatted. Oh, hey, Jamie did a thing. That's a really helpful thing. Thank you, Jamie. Never done 2K plus? Awesome. Congratulations. I'm making a video about this for tomorrow, but be aware, I have no idea, that there is a bar between under 2K and over 2K in matchmaking. You never get matched with anyone 2K or above if you're below it. So you have crossed a threshold where now the matches are going to be harder. So be aware that that's coming. It's kind of like how if you played Splatoon 2, you would kind of bounce back and forth between X and S+9 a few times before you found your footing in X and stayed there. Really similar concept here. It's not a bad thing. It'll help you, learn at the higher level, bring that learning down to the lower level, and get yourself up out of it faster, and, eventually you'll stick in the higher level. But it can be a little frustrating at first until you realize that that's how it works. So, best of luck to you up there.
Are there any other thresholds like that?
Nope.
I did not know that.
This is the only one, and it was only added as of 6.0 when they changed the minimums. I literally am making a video about this that will go out tomorrow in all likelihood. So there'll be all that information there, I guess. But yeah, it's X-Rank has changed in some interesting ways that have reshaped the way that people set goals for themselves. So, also, hi Kyla. Nice. Yeah, very easy. All of your teammates were disciplined enough not to drop down into it, so you just take out the X-Blow, and they've got some paint on the ground underneath them that we'll have to deal with, but we won't have to deal with an X-Blow. What we should probably do, if we can, is have someone drop onto the tower to reset it, since we've got one player down on the enemy team, we just splatted the Explode, the only other player is zipcasting. So there may be a carbon lurking somewhere, and that's just a risk we'll have to take, but it would be ideal to set the tower moving backward so that they can't touch the top of the tower for a millisecond and let the momentum carry it to a lead. Nice. Yeah. If someone on your team drops onto the tower during that time that I said so, they get the tower moving the other way, and we keep lead, at least for the time being. And hopefully the rest of the team can trade back if that player goes down. But now we have to make an entire push of our own to be able to get lead back. And it was actually a good 10 points. Even if that player goes down right away and they still get lead, it takes longer for them to get that lead. And we probably still stop it, so we probably have less distance that we need to go. So, would definitely have dropped someone down over there. With two players standing right on top of each other, it's a bit of a game of after you, no, after you, no, after you. You know, a little bit of a Canadian standoff there. And it might be, you know, that both of them drop and both of them go down, and that's a problem. So that's it's kind of like in volleyball, where you kind of just need to go, I got it, and have that communication working. But yeah, that was something where you probably make your win condition a lot easier by playing that slightly differently. What is the state of X rank right now anyway? That's what tomorrow's video is all about. All the hardcore players opted for JP Division, frowned that idea. It sounds like an annoyance for... So, the thing is, if you reach a certain level in X rank on Tentative Division, you run out of matches to play. Like, once you hit about, like, 2600, 2650 or something like that, you will go through a 2-hour rotation and play maybe one game, because matchmaking will just not find anything. It's unplayable, literally. Nobody wants to sit around waiting for that long. So, at that point, I totally understand and respect switching over to the Japanese server, because you'll at least find games there. And yes, the Japanese players aren't a huge fan of it, because it creates, you know, situations where they have more laggy players. But, at the very least, you know, if we follow this rule where we only switch servers once we cannot play the game anymore, we're only sending over our best practice for them. And hopefully that is at least some consolation. But I don't think that it is reasonable of them to complain about us playing the game the only way we can and, like, blaming that on us rather than Nintendo. And if you're below that threshold, absolutely just play on the NA servers, because you will still learn plenty, and you will also not have to deal with as much latency. So it's just a better experience in that case. If we had stopped the tower a little bit sooner, this would have been lead. You know, you can see the implications of that one situation there. Probably do not get it. Yes, we don't. Moving out here, hopefully we get an angle on the jump. Oh, so tower control, it can migrate like that, and over time I've come to learn to expect it to migrate like that, and to be at an angle where I'm ready to shift my aim if it decides to do that, and I can follow it. It looks like you're aiming a little low there, like... It might just be an aim thing, or it might be that, like, you are not projecting where your shot needs to go relative to the tower. So that would be something to look into. Why were 3 of them on the tower? What are they doing? Oh no. Okay. Well,
I did not
that
expect to get one, even like, just with that. That's why I jumped out immediately. Because I tend to do things where, like, I'll already have my mind pressing the buttons before I actually observe what's happening. And, like, I got the triple, thought I was not even gonna get a shot, because I was just gonna get a shot out because I knew it was dangerous and jump out. But then half the team died.
3/4 of the team, actually. Oh, goodness. So, and this is honestly, like, I think this illustrates the challenge I was talking about with your team comp earlier. Off of you getting a triple, a lot of teams can just push up in front of the tower and get snowballing and keep the stagger going. But with our team comp, we don't move up so fast that they can't spawn back in and start jumping back in and start getting space before we get to them and really lock them out from the area around the tower. So even though we got 3 down and we even got another one after the fact, we still don't feel comfortable moving up into mid because our front line hasn't gotten out in front of us far enough. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like what was that, 6, 7 at the end? And we're still not able to really accelerate that. I won't say that this is like your front line is underperforming necessarily. I would have to take a look at them and see, what I could say about them, and that wasn't really what I was focusing on during this. But for whatever reason, whether this is an individual problem to fix, a team problem to fix, or the weapon comp, your front line needed to get out further in front, and really more accurately, create a larger radius around the tower that you controlled in the time that you bought them with those picks. And because that didn't happen, they just got attacked from 3 sides whenever they tried to ride the tower, and we weren't able to play the objective, despite, again, outslaying them massively in that last fight. So that could come back to the lack of cooler, because you get people back in a lot faster if you have the cooler, and maybe you can jump them in off those picks and get the ball rolling faster. Maybe it's the frontliners not playing aggressively enough, that they're not recognizing their advantage state and moving up to grab that space up while they can. Maybe it's that they're trying their best to do that, but their weapons just aren't giving them the right angles, and they need to worry about too many sharkers to get forward, and they don't have the paint to catch those sharkers as quickly and move them out of the way. There are a lot of possible reasons why that didn't result in you guys having a potentially winning push at the end, but that's what I was worried about happening early on. A comp like that, where you need the enemy team to run at you, that comp needs to play defense the majority of the game. Like, that's where it's strong. It's strong on defense. It's strong when the opponents need to push into them. But when that comp needs to push into the other team, now you're losing. And that's the trick with it. Like, the hard part of the rush forward comp is playing the defense, because you don't necessarily have the range advantage. And you need to worm your way in, usually using specials or something. But the problem with the defensive comp is their goal is to get one lead and then sit on that lead for the rest of the game and make it impossible for the enemy team to take that lead back, knowing now that all they have to do is stop them by the time they reach a certain point, and they have weapons that are safe enough and long-ranged enough that they can stall the game out until, there's no more time left for the enemy team to try. And we got that lead at first, but we didn't protect it quite well enough. And at the end, for whatever reason, again, that's something to talk about with the team, we weren't able to hold on. So that's what I'm seeing there. Do you have questions?
I actually have this time I have a list of questions I've been just kind of marking down since the last time. These are more general questions, not really specifically about
Yeah, go for it.
Any specific game. Uh, like how do you like increase game knowledge per se? Is it like similar to awareness or mechanical skill? Or is it just like playing the game a bunch and then preparing for every possible situation that could ever happen?
Um, so game knowledge is a very broad category of information, but generally, you get a lot of a head start by being in community with other people who have that game knowledge. So like getting to know higher level charger players will get you a lot further a lot faster. Just having conversations about the game with them, asking someone to come in and coach you every now and then, that sort of thing can be helpful. If we're talking about team coordination and stuff, then that's a different question in terms of like who exactly you want to be going to for it. But just someone who has that general expertise could be helpful. It helps to be scrimming frequently and doing a lot of trial and error, because then you get to try different things and see here's what works best for us. Like, okay, I rolled out in this direction this game, and these were the angles I got, and this was what happened as a result of that. Let me try rolling out to this side this game. Another thing that can help with that, if you're struggling finding scrims, or the scrims want to do a huge variety of different map modes and won't let you like repeat map modes. I usually like scrims where we play the same map mode twice every game, so that we can, if something didn't work, we can try something else, or we can try our own same comp against them switching their comps up. Like, that tends to be really good for data collection. But what you can also do is, if there's map modes that you care about in Anarchy Open, running those gives you a wide variety of different opposing comps to play against, and lets you try, repeatedly again and again, different comps, different rollouts, different formations, to see what works best for your team, and to be able to take that forward into tournament matches and whatnot. Game planning is a really important process for teams to go through, where you just sit on sendodeting/plans and draw out what you want to do in neutral or on rollout, what you want to do while you're pushing, and what you want to do while you're defending. And having any plan is extremely important, because even if your plan sucks, you now have something to start with that you can refine. It's like the difference between having a crappy essay that at least follows the format and having just a blank Word document with a blinking cursor on your screen. Like, you have something that you can polish and fix up into something that's better once you have the words down on the page. But if you don't have a plan to begin with, then you're kind of just improvising, basically, every time you go out there. So have the plans to start with, and start refining them. And if you're running into trouble on a certain map or something, then maybe call a coach in or something like that, so that you can have them have a look and, have them give their opinions on, what they think they would do, so that you can be like, oh, okay, that's why this isn't working for us. We need to try it this way instead. And you can make a lot of progress that way. But a lot of the thinking does have to be your own. Just don't isolate yourself. Don't insulate yourself from the wealth of information that the community has figured out up until this point.
All right. Also, are there like specific ways to train awareness? Like you've talked about alarm bells before, but are there any other kind of like similar things, or just things to help with awareness as a whole?
There are certain habits you can build, like map checking, for example, like we mentioned at the very beginning. Basically, anytime that you are just painting the map and you don't feel like you are threatened by anything in the near future, that's a great time to map check, because you don't need to check the map to paint. You've got that in your muscle memory. You can just kind of do that. If you get to a piece of cover and you're safe, and you want to see, what's around you while maybe you get a charge ready or something, that would be a time for a map check. So you can create little habits like that. But otherwise, like, the alarm bells are basically just, here are things to train yourself to notice. And that's kind of all awareness is. Thing happens on screen, you notice that thing, and that's the correct thing for you to be noticing, and you act accordingly. So things that are in the wrong color, that appear in places that are too close to you, teammates getting into a fight and recognizing the movement patterns that people tend to follow in a fight, so that you can see, even through a wall, the way that your teammate's nameplate is moving around. You're like, oh, they're definitely fighting someone, I need to go help with that. The way that people act on the map, the way that ink tends to go down back and forth on the map when, you know, one team is winning or when things are even, so that you can recognize the game state that way. The top of the screen, the UI, like, all of those are alarm bells to alert yourself that there might be something you need to pay attention to. So it helps to game plan, because at certain points in the game, you're going to need a certain kind of game state to play the way you want to. Like, if you're on offense, you need a certain number of players to be able to keep them back. Otherwise, you're better off backing off and giving them some space and waiting for the rest of your teammates to come in, or a special or something. And so at a certain point in the game, you know, if you're thinking, hey, we might want to get on the tower right now, you check up the UI at that moment, because in order to make the decision you want to make, you need a certain piece of information to be true, and now you're confirming that that information is true. If you want to peek a certain corner, you need to know that there's not a flank coming from a certain direction. You check the map to see that that flank isn't coming.
Like earlier with the carbon, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like conditional. The carbon, they had a pretty good shark there. Like, you might have been able to cut a little bit more of it off than you did, but that was kind of a smart move on their part. Oh, you mean the carbon at the very beginning of the game? Yes, absolutely that. Like, that's a situation where, like, if I want to be on that top right, my first priority is to keep them away from the bottom right underneath me, and then my second priority is to help my team. I know that just thinking game planning wise, who else on your team is watching the right side? It doesn't look like anyone's job is to do that the way that everyone else rolled out. So that means it's your job. And so if that job's not being done, that could be considered a game planning issue as well as an awareness thing. Like, they're expecting you to watch mid, but they're also expecting you to watch right, and, like, doing both at the same time isn't really possible, so something slips through.
With the respawn Punisher, is it better to fall off the map or to be splatted by someone else?
I believe it's better to fall off the map.
Alright.
I don't remember the exact numbers, so I could be wrong there. I'm going to really quickly just go and look at how long it takes for you to be splatted when you fall off. But falling off, getting splatted while you have respawn Punisher is slower than they are when their respawn is punished.
Yeah.
Water. Terrain feature.
It's like one of those things I've not really had to think about before. Because I just run it, just being an E-leader.
Maybe out of bounds? So there's information here on the Splatoon wiki, which has in the past been unreliable, and it's not very specific about, like, which game this is in, so I'm not sure if maybe this is different across games or if it's just always been the same. But I'm seeing the respawn time for falling into water is 7 seconds, whereas falling out of bounds is 5.5 seconds.
That's a big difference.
And only the splat cam portion of that time is affected by quick respawn. So, like, the part where, like, the screen goes black is not affected by that.
So
So
like on
that makes the math a lot more
museum, it might be
complicated.
good too. Yeah, so like on museum, it might be good to. No, wait, no, it might not be good too. But then on umami, it might,
Yeah.
sort of thing. All right.
So
A
I
couple
don't
questions
know.
left.
Again, I don't know how up to date that is, and I would confirm by like timing it or something. But that's what it's
All
saying
right.
here.
Okay. Uh, is there a specific way you kind of like warm up for X battle, or like, is there a is it like for X? Is would it be is it bad to play open beforehand? Like because of how crazy open can be compared to X?
So I would do a mechanical warm up beforehand, whatever it takes to get your aim on, to get your hands moving. Um, I don't think you're gonna learn that much more. I mean, you could work up your awareness and your movement and some other things by playing open. It's not all bad. As a team, uh, coordination is going to be what you want to warm up, and open works decently well for that. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with like using open to warm up a little bit. Just that shouldn't probably be your primary practice. That should be like, I'm using this because I just won't have my aim on unless I've been kind of moving around the map and shooting a little bit for a few minutes beforehand. And like that's kind of what you're focusing on while you're playing.
Right. Because the other thing I kind of consider with open is that like losing that first match could potentially like make the mindset for the rest of the session not as like, or at least for the next couple matches, and that can really snowball in a way.
Oh, sorry. Was there a question there?
Uh, sort of, not really.
Okay.
Do you warm up before X, or like what kind of mindset do you have when you play?
I will spend a few minutes shooting targets to get my tracking on, to get my control of my reticle down, and to practice moving in between shots to avoid walk and shoot syndrome. I try to get those habits a little bit fixed up before I go in, but then I'll just go straight in. Part of it is that I'm not like hugely caught up with my own personal X power. I don't care so much about it that like I need to be absolutely in a flow state by the time I get into it. Usually it's more of my basic practice than it is something that I'm grinding toward, because I care more about team stuff, tournament results and looty divisions and things like that.
All right. And this is the last sort of question.
Okay.
It's kind of a question. So with pencil, as a charger, I tend to feel like I perform better on the other ones, and also it's just a lot more fun to play the other ones compared to pencil. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like not having that optimal cooler can kind of bring the team down a little bit in some ways. Like earlier, having a cooler would have made some of those retakes a bit easier. And like having more paint on the ground would have made it so the carbon wasn't as easily able to like shark. But like at the same time, that's not, I don't have fun doing that, but at the same time, I also, it's a bit of a struggle to just play the weapons I want to play as well. And there are talks of bans and stuff lately, but I guess I kind of just want to hear what your thoughts are on that. Because I can imagine I'm probably not the only person that feels this way. It's just like the question of meta or not meta, really.
I'm looking for a post that I saw on Twitter recently where there was this meme of a cat that was being given a granola bar, and it's like meowling for the granola bar, and then it gets handed the granola bar, and now it's happy, and it kind of munches on it. And it was Moonlight, the top level team that was the hand with the granola bar. There it is, I found it. And Basil is the cat, and the E-leader is the granola bar. I'm sending this to you right now. And here, chat. Here is the tweet. So, yes, other people are, in fact, experiencing that at the moment. So, obviously, you know, if you're just not having fun playing the game that way at all, you know, play the game that you want to play it. One thing that you could do is have a system where you switch on and off. So some games where it's particularly good to have a pencil, you play the pencil, and then some maps where it's particularly good to have the leader, you swap onto the leader and have a teammate play Zap or something. You know, share the cooler jail with them. And that makes it a little bit easier for the team to get what the team wants, with the players not wanting to just leave the game. So that would be a good compromise. The cooler, the role of the pencil is very different for sure. And it requires similar mechanics in that you need to be able to hit charger shots, although the charger shots are a little easier to hit. You need 2 of them, kind of balances out a little bit. But it's there to paint a lot, and you're only really going after opponents if you can hit them and paint at the same time, or if your teammates are in a fight and need the chip damage to get them down. Otherwise, you're kind of just farming for cooler spam, as opposed to the leader, which is much more of like a... I'm going to misuse this term, so don't everybody go quoting me on this, but it's kind of more of a Slayer play style, where you're not there to paint the map, you are there to remove people from play.
Frontline E-leader.
Yeah, so don't actually go and do that, everybody. Oh my god, somebody's going to clip that out of context, and it's going to be disgusting. But the idea is, like, you're picking that weapon because it shoots people good. And so either they don't go into the place you're aiming the laser at, so they don't get shot good, or they get shot good. And that's what the leader's for, which is not what the pencil's there for. And so that the playstyle difference might be what's having the impact there. But yeah, like your front line would definitely benefit a lot from cooler. You know, like I said, at that last push, if they have a cooler after you get all of those picks, they can kind of go in and get that space that they want, with the insurance policy that if they do end up getting sharked or something, they're back into play in time to protect the push still, and they can keep that going. So that would have been a really massive value add to the team at that moment. And let's be real, you're not ever getting very much out of a wave breaker these days.
Even with the echolocator buff,
I would definitely consider the C leader in a lot of situations. I think Kraken is just overall more valuable in more situations. But yeah, it's going to play a lot differently than the pencil will for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Jumping back to, because the chat's been scrolling and there have been some good things to address here while we've been talking about questions, so I want to get to those. But I guess I should say thank you for coming on the show and giving us, content. And I hope that was helpful to you. Again, if there are ever any questions, you can feel free to just DM me. You've done so before. And if the team has any questions, anything like that you want to relay, go for it. But
yeah.
Also, appreciate you being willing to be criticized in front of however many people are watching, because that takes a little bit of courage. And I always appreciate that in the folks who come on.
Yeah. Also, one last thing I want to say to the audience. If you want to have a VOD review with Gem, just ask. he's a person, and he doesn't have things going on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central. I use the wrong time zone, but whatever. It does not matter how good you are. It does not matter if you even play competitive Splatoon. Just, just, just ask him. He doesn't bite.
I promise Villager is not a paid actor.
And it gives him content.
Yes, everything for the content. That's actually the name of my team at LTC. We are for the content. Because it's me, Vic Vion, Devi, and DDip.
Oh, wow,
Streamers
really?
all. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. They may be able
Well-
to guilt me into vlogging it because that's, what the content creator would do. Anyway, so Emil asks, how does someone find this community knowledge? I don't know anyone. One thing to do would be to watch big tournament streams, and from there you will learn a lot of names. So you'll figure out like a lot of the names of teams. Then you can go on Twitter and find that team on Twitter, and they will have followed all of the team's members. So now you know who all is on that team. And you can follow a bunch of Twitter accounts. And once you've followed, a good number of Twitter accounts from top level players, they'll, maybe retweet something that's interesting to you from somebody else, and you'll be able to find them from there. It's a process of doing a bit of research and connecting some dots. It's definitely possible to do from scratch, but it'll take a little bit of time because the community is mostly on Discord and on Twitter and streams on Twitch. There's not like a great compendium of here's all of the players you should follow. There's a lot more investigation you have to do yourself, but it comes with a little bit of time and making sure to go out there and look for it. Hello, Clover, and I am so sorry that you are experiencing food poisoning. I have never had it myself, but I know enough about life and about the human body to know that probably sucks. So I am sorry. General tips.
Actually,
Oh, go ahead.
you were talking before about finding people in tournaments that play weapons, and it got me thinking about another question. On my team, we have a Brella player, and Brella is not often played in tournaments. And they have scoured both English and Japanese YouTube for information on it, and from how it sounds, there's just not a lot of stuff out there for Brella. What would you recommend for that kind of thing?
So I would recommend definitely trying to find the players who do know it. I know Chara made a guide a while back for like S2. Keen is another player you should definitely know. Keen. I think they're like Keen GM on Twitter. I did a video with them a while back where they tried to give their basic tips on the weapon because I'm bad at it and probably wouldn't teach your Brella player that much because, again, I was bad at it. But that's at least something, and maybe you can get in touch with that player. There are a bunch of tent players who might dabble, so you could maybe look for those. There's a lot of stuff on it. Part of the reason I have a niche as a content creator is that there's just not a lot of stuff on YouTube explaining, tutorializing this game. There's a lot that, top level or high level players will know that they learned from, playing the game a lot or from being coached individually by people who are also experts. But there just isn't as much. It's just a smaller community, and you're not going to have the wealth of resources on every single play style that you would get from other places. So you kind of have to go and find it or make it yourself. Leaf the Rogue asks, are there any general tips for solo queue as E-Leader, Charger, Backliner in X-Rank? I found myself bouncing a lot, trying to figure out if I'm possibly doing things wrong or if I'm just unlucky. It is harder as a backliner in X-Rank. That's not to say, well, okay, unless you play Pencil, but it's
Not a true backline.
Yeah, that one's a little different, but it's it's harder to get up there in part because your teammates won't know how to play around you. They won't know necessarily that they need to push up, and you kind of depend on your teammates pushing up sometimes to be able to score. So all you can really do is sometimes hold the enemy team back or follow up on what your teammates finally do decide to do. But if you've got like a T-Tech who's excuse me. If you've got like a T-Tech standing on your toes, just throwing bombs into mid the entire game, never painting that much or moving up to try and take space, there's not a lot you can do about that. There's a lot more the T-Tech can do about that. And that's just something that backliners kind of have to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, one of the things I find really helpful to just keep in mind while playing is that, like, you will always play every single, like, role in your team, even if you are the backline. Because there will be times you will have to midline and there will be times you have to frontline. But just keeping in mind that you will be changing between them tends to make things a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. You do what the team needs of you at that time. Man, there's some crumb that went down the wrong way, and my esophagus doesn't like it. But I would say just like have a slightly lower expectation of your solo queue power at first, up until the point where you're getting to top level, at which point, you know, you can go as high as you want to there. But I'd say, like, compared to a teammate who you think is of similar mechanical skill but plays something like a splatter shot, maybe expect them to have like 150 more points in X power or something like that. That's a rough estimate. Guy who was making bomb threats at Nintendo events got arrested. I don't know how you would even hear about that because they didn't publicize the name of the guy, but well, that's good. Hello, the Renaissance. You said that like 10 minutes ago, but we've gotten a little bit behind on reading questions. Personal favorite weapon or weapon class? The Tentative splatter shot from Splatoon 2. That is my favorite. I am partial to the main weapon of the Splash a little bit more, but the combination of shooter with splat bomb with inkjet was too good. Okay. Scrolling. Gem isn't real, he's an AI? Perhaps. How would you know?
Chat GemPT.
Yeah, that's what the G stands for, actually. You're gonna vlog it now, Gem? Oh god, now Debbie's gonna hold me accountable to this. I'm not supposed to have accountability.
Steal all your callouts, anything for the content.
Quick question. I gifted S3 to someone I know for their birthday. What would you recommend I do tell them to try and have them get into the game? The one thing I usually say is give motion controls an honest try for like 2 weeks. Like, seriously try to play the game for at least that long with the motion controls and get used to them. Maybe after you like get used to the basic mechanics too. Like, make those 2 weeks like weeks of playing multiplayer with the motion controls. It will be suffering, but you will emerge the other side a happier squid a lot of the time, and you'll never want to go back. That's the one thing I'd say. Let them play how they want to. Don't try to pressure them into, you know, learning more than they want to at the time. Don't overwhelm them. That's something that a lot of people who are competitive with a game will do immediately. They'll try to teach too much faster than someone can even learn it. And what that does unintentionally is it creates this expectation that that player improve that much that fast. and they feel like it's too much because it is too much for anyone to learn in that amount of time, and that can put people off really quick. So let them enjoy it. It's best when you're in a position where they're coming to you for help, and this is teaching advice in general, right? This is the way that it works with teenagers too. You can tell a teenager something in class 5 times directly to their face, and they might not learn it, but the time that they come to you and ask you about that thing, that's when you're going to get to teach them. So, you might be annoyed that it took them that long to actually come to you and take initiative to learn the thing, but at least they're there and they're actually receptive to learning it now. So try to play that sort of advisory role for them. And, if they ask you for tips, awesome. Now you have, open season, go for it. And if you notice that they're struggling with something, and you especially notice that it's causing them frustration, oh my god, I don't know what to do about missiles, teaching them how to paint their feet in that moment in a way that solves the problem that they've noticed and they're struggling with, that can be huge. But don't force information down their throats. All the teachers in my college were obsessed with golf. Weird. Golf is lame. Golf is taking a whole bunch of land that could be used for a lot of various valuable things and deciding that acres and acres of it are just going to get a ball hit to them. It's there are a lot of sports that require a lot of space, but golf is just orders of magnitude bigger. It's bad for irrigation systems as well. It takes a lot of water to maintain all of that. So I've never been a fan. It's also just you have to spend so much money just to get a single set of clubs, just to be able to play the game. You have to, pay your caddy, pay to use the park. If I want to play soccer, I can just kick a ball around. So there's my whole opinion on golf. Never had food poisoning? Even more proof gem isn't real. True. True. Maybe. I guess.
Undercook some chicken, it'll get the job done.
Sorella Plays Brella played on Helios. They sub for my team here and there. Might have VOD review footage. Oh, okay, so Devi might have you on the Brella stuff. Yeah, Shadowwind is primarily a tent player, but I'm sure Shadowwind also has some input on the vanilla Brella. They nerfed dualies in Splatoon 3. They were OP in 2. They were very strong in a particular patch of Splatoon 2. Once main power-up got added, dualies were severely underutilized afterward. It was much more powerful before rolling through enemy ink caused them to take extra damage, and they could get one-shot by bamboozlers. I personally think that... I don't think they nerfed dualies. I don't think there was anything that was, different between them. Just the game that they're in is different. Is there a limit to how many weapons a player could flex to? Well, yes. There's only so much knowledge that a person can have about the game. And someone who has put... There's an old... I think it was a Bruce Lee quote or something. That he doesn't fear a man who knows 1,000 kinds of kick. He fears a man who has spent 1,000 hours learning how one kick very well. There's something to be said for the process of optimization and iteration and trial and error, where every single map, every single mode, these tiny little tips and tricks that get you small advantages, where every matchup because you've played all of them, and you've played all of them against a variety of different players. There's a lot to be said for that. But especially once you get to a higher and higher level, the process of learning a new weapon becomes faster and faster because you're better able to predict what you're going to have to learn and how that weapon is going to compare to the weapons you already know. And so it becomes faster to master weapons. And a team like Jackpot, someone on that team can go, hey, I'm going to want to play this weapon. And the rest of the team can go, yeah, we can use that weapon. Go ahead, go learn it. And they can pick it up in a few weeks or a month or something and have that ready to go for a tournament that is only that far out and be one of the best players on planet Earth at that weapon by the time they get there. So that is something that, like, once you reach the top end, expands a bit. But early on, I would definitely recommend you either stick to one weapon class or one play style. If you, let's say you're a Splatling player, right? Nautilus is going to play drastically differently from Hydra, but at least the mechanics are the same, so all you're learning is the playstyle differences. Or, for me, I was a Splattershot player, I switched on to Blaster, because even though those two weapons are mechanically different, the playstyle is pretty similar. You're still a Slayer weapon, and you're still trying to, shark and get picks and stuff. So, those were... that's kind of my general rule early on for people to try and follow. Obviously, once you get to the point where you're .Q and you can play Flingza and then later Splash and then later Ballpoint Splatling while you're a Charger main and do all of those things better than most people on Earth, at that point, like, you don't have to listen to me. And you're not going to at that point. Still in B rank and X rank sounds exactly the same as B for backline. It's a general nerf, across the board. How do you read a team comp and know if they're better for defense or offense? Range is one of the biggest factors in that. Because range determines... So, like, let's take a look at this piece of cover here for a sec. Like, if I'm a Charger and I'm right here, that really sucks for me. Because I have all this range to be able to hit someone from out, in open space, and I can't use it because there's a wall in the way. But if I am a roller, or let's say I'm straight line of sight even. Let's say I'm like a 52 gal or a Splattershot or something. I love having the Charger being right here while I am up against this wall. Because now, instead of having to go, all this way to get to the Charger while the Charger's shooting at me, I can go all this way while the Charger has a wall in their face, and they can't hit me. And now the only gap that I have to close is here, and at this point, I have a better time to kill. Unless they have charge ready, and they're waiting for me to pop up here, and they hit their shot, I just win this fight straight up. And that's the way that the majority of weapons work in this game. Like, your range is offset by some sort of mechanic that slows you down or makes you less maneuverable or something, so that you have the short range weapons have a chance against you, and that chance is using cover. So range determines basically how well you can push into blind corners, how well you can dive into aggressive fights, because like a Charger will have like 2 or 3 places on the map that they like to play. But as long as there's, like, some wall, some corner, some ledge in the way, a frontline weapon will be able to worm their way in. They don't really care as much about having these big open sight lines on high ground where they can see everything around them. There are only going to be a couple of those things on the map, but there are going to be tons of little places that you can sneak around in and have scrappy fights with as a short-range weapon. The short-range weapons also tend to have... a lot of them will have, like, more immediate paint coverage. Like, a Jet Squelcher paints really well, but it paints a line really slowly. Whereas a short-range weapon will paint a line really quickly, a lot of the time. And so, the short-range weapons tend to be faster at moving forward, and because they have to be less concerned about coming around blind corners, because they win those, they also don't have to worry as much about painting defensively to keep themselves safe as they move forward. So those weapons are going to move faster forward, and that's going to make them better on offense. Whereas the long-range weapons, they have to check their corners a lot more carefully. They often have to wait for teammates to go up in front of them to be able to move into the positions they want. So they're going to be a little bit slower, but they're also going to be better on defense when they have a chance to set up in a bunker and it's really hard to get at them because they've got, like, some uncontestable high ground that they're shooting from. What role is Range Blaster? Range Blaster is a midline slayer. It's a weapon that is going to get a lot of splats. It's probably going to go down a decent amount as well, but it's not going to try and, like, rush you down as quickly. It's more trying to get into a position where it can hit you and then win the fight from there. It's not going to hold forward so hard that it gets stuck in something against a shorter ranged weapon that, you know, outspeeds it. So I call that sort of class of weapon a midline slayer. It's similar, although it accomplishes it differently, it's similar to the effect that you get from something like a Squeezer, a Nautilus, a Splatana Stamper, a Vanilla Bucket. All of those weapons are pretty popular right now, and that's kind of what they do. I would definitely not call a Range Blaster a primary anchor. That's not the first thing that I would call it. Again, asking what... This is something that I've said over and over again, and that FLC has said over and over again, so pardon me if this is, you know, beating a dead horse here, but do not think of a weapon as exclusively playing one role. You should never get that in your head, that you do what the team demands of you at any point in time. So if the Range Blaster has to paint the ground, then the Range Blaster can paint the ground. It's not the best at supporting, which is, you know, the paint the ground role. But if that's what it has to do in that moment, then it does that thing, and you don't hesitate to do that thing. So you, you know, you do what you've got to do, but you also pick the weapon for what's going to do certain roles the best. And the Range Blaster does the best is attack people from the midline. Kyobi Fujisaki asks, as a currently casual core player, I'm hesitant to get back into X rank since I'm currently S+0 and minus 90 points. Is there a reason to attempt X at all at my level, or should I stick to Anarchy? I mean, as long as there are people to play that are around your skill level, I think X is going to be better. I think it's going to be a better measure of your skill level because it's giving you a power instead of giving you this weird set amount of points that you get from Anarchy. In Anarchy, you can have a 2 and 3 record and still gain points. There's some weird quirks of the system that make it so that it really doesn't measure someone's skill as well as it measures like how often they play. And then again, there's a video coming out about this, but I generally recommend playing X when you can. But if it's turning out to be like way more difficult than S+0 is, and you're just struggling to do anything, it might be better practice to stay in S+0 for the time being and to try and work your way up to it. I had this one replay where a Booyah Bomb didn't ink as much turf in a turf war game as I expected. Is there any time that it makes sense to happen? A Booyah Bomb... Let's pull it up really quickly. Because there is something about the geometry of a Booyah Bomb that does matter a lot. Which is that where it makes contact with the ground determines how big of a circle it'll have around it. So... We'll do one Booyah Bomb as a control here, so you can see what it normally looks like if you just hit flat ground. So that's one Booyah Bomb. And now, this is definitely not the fastest at painting for Booyah Bomb. I should find like an arrow spray or something. But that's probably going to take longer. Oh my god. I thought my gold arrow was going to be easy to find. There we go.
Use the sort button.
But now let's look at how big the radius ends up being when instead I put the Booyah here. Okay, that might not have had exactly the effect that I wanted. Nope, that didn't do the thing. So it's hard to see from here, but when you put it up too high, what'll happen is the outer radius won't expand out as far because the hitbox is really spherical. So let's put this even higher. Like, putting it on top of tower is actually often a bad idea for this reason. Let's put it right here. So notice how, like, none of this down here is painted. That's because all of the painting power of it blew up too high. So that might be something that's happening there. Shoot. I lost my place in the chat here. Okay, here we are. But yeah, good point from Brennan, that Booyah Bomb is more valuable a lot of the time as a displacement tool to attack the enemy team and their positioning than it is to try and paint. Like, if you just throw this on the zone, people are, like, all it takes is one splatter shot to be painting into the Booyah Bomb, and they can keep the zone from capping. So, don't think of it as just a paint output special. That's one impact of it, but it has more impact for attacking the enemy team. Would it be worth a new player focusing on learning the motion controls in single player? That's something that some people say helps. That's not the way that I learned it. I just learned it by ramming my head against the wall in multiplayer matches until something broke. Not even on Mincemeat will a Booyah Bomb cap zone alone. Yeah. Hi, Jem. I was asking Splathoopers for love life advice, and all I got was, have you tried motion controls? Well, that's probably not something I'm going to comment on the channel outside of what I've already said. I play golf and I agree. There we go. There we go. Valid. Might be a good question. I just got into the game again after a while. I'm still pretty new. Noticed I was being a bit of a scaredy cat in the first couple fests, the only ones I played. And this time I'm going into the single-player campaign to figure things out. Is this too, like, is it a good idea? Or should I throw myself back into the deep end with other people? I mean, it won't teach you as much as quickly, but if it's something that helps you get your confidence back before you go in and play the multiplayer, go for it. You know, if you want to get the mechanics back into your fingers, that's fine. How can you know the food is bad if you haven't tasted it? Know whether it's cooked? The thing that I don't like personally, Beethoven, about playing with Joy-Con specifically, is that it lacks the stability that you get from a Pro Controller. Like, I feel like little twitches of my hand have more of an impact because there's less of a way to ground them. I don't have two hands holding the controller that are both down on my thighs, that are both anchored on the ground, you know, by my feet. It's a little bit more shaky and a little bit less consistent that way. But it is fast. Yeah, side order would probably be a pretty good way to get back into it too and ramp the difficulty up, so you're learning how to paint your feet and how to move faster and stuff like that. Tri-Slosher definitely does benefit a lot from being able to aim quicker. Like, even though aim is a little bit less precise than other weapons, sometimes there's someone behind you and you need to get your aim over to them, and you don't have time to do that unless you have the motion aim. So it's still very valuable to any weapon, no matter how easy the aiming task is. Tri-Stringer main to watch. I think someone did already comment Airy Bow. Oh, shoot, there were some others. I know Nicolini streams a good bit and plays Tri-Stringer when he does. Who are some others? There was somebody else I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe I'll remember them later. Your weapon pool is the initial exam. I mean, I was actually thinking of Applo, if you can believe me on that, Debbie. Applo plays ballpoint and like has gone back to chargers a lot, but back in the day, that was what I was thinking. Let's see. Difference between the Aerosprays, Splash, and Sploosh. They all seem so similar. So, Splash has the longest range of the three. And the Splash is also by far the most accurate. So the Splash is arguably the best for combat. The Sploosh takes fewer shots to splat. The Sploosh, I believe, is a 3-shot, while the Splash is a 4-shot. So it has a faster kill time, but it has to get a lot closer because it's got the worst range of the three. So it's also faster. The Sploosh-O-Matic is the fastest weapon in the game. Aside from even just the buffs that you get from it being a lightweight weapon, it has faster acceleration to top speed than all of the other weapons do. So it is just straight up faster than all of them. And so it plays to kind of get behind the enemy team and shark and be a nuisance. The Aerospray is a straight up support weapon. It is absolute dog water for fighting unless you are close enough to smooch them. Its accuracy absolutely sucks. The spray is all over the place, and on top of that, you need to hit 5 shots instead of the 3 or 4 of the other two weapons. So it's very purely supportive, unless, again, you can get on top of someone like you would with the Sploosh. But the Sploosh does the getting on top of someone better than the Aerospray, so much more of a supportive niche. Is Romeo being a good boy? He is snoozing like a very good boy right now, yes. How do you challenge chargers when playing Splatlings? Long story short, don't. What you do is you attack the other members of the enemy team, because you still have advantages over them, and if you play apart from where the charger can see, and have that impact that you can have on the other enemy players, that's the ideal situation, that you just never interact with the charger at all. But, like Debbie's saying, if you need to go after them, go when they're distracted by something else, or you can catch them between charge or something, because then they won't be able to fire back. Like, you don't have that much less range than the charger does. So, like we said, if they're looking at something else, and you can get in range without them seeing and have charge ready to go while they're firing at something else, or while they've fired a shot, now it's open season. So that's kind of what you're looking for if you really need to 1v1 them. Wish learning motion controls was an effective dating technique. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that what I teach is going to help you there. Yeah, Salmon Run is pretty good for learning movement. Side Order is pretty good for learning movement if you're playing it on a high enough difficulty, because you're forced to learn to paint your feet to get away from all of those enemies. And painting your feet is a really good skill. Why is Forge underrated, but why Slosher is so popular? So, I wouldn't say Forge is underrated. The thing about Forge is that it's a very good weapon that's just outclassed. Like, Forge is totally solid. You can get very far on the Forge. But, if you're trying to play to win as many games as possible, Squeezer's just kind of a little bit better. You have other options that get Booyah Bombs a little bit faster, or have other utility that makes them more reliable. Like, there's a lot of stuff that it competes with that's just a little bit harder to beat. In terms of what it does, and the paint output it can put out, but it's definitely not bad at all. Vanilla Slosher is insane right now. It's an AoE weapon that's a midline slayer, both of which are in very high demand. It's one of the reasons that Ranged Blaster has made such a comeback into the meta recently. So it's one of the few things that you can expect to deal with like a Squeezer, because it can hit up over the top of the Squeezer's wall. It's one of the few things you can expect to deal with like a snipe rider, because it can get under a ledge that the snipe rider's trying to shoot across and deal with it. Not that that's its primary role or anything, but that AoE is important to have on a team a lot of the time. And its combo with Splat Bomb is wild. Like, Splat Bomb, even if you hit the indirect, like, 30 damage hit, you just one-shot them if you hit it direct with the slosher. It's such an easy combo to set up. Very, very reliable slaying weapon. And it has more range than your short-range shooters, so it's good at stopping those in their tracks. Plus, the hitbox is just gigantic if you whip it around. Like, let me show you how silly this can be. So you'd think, right, that you have, like, that much, you know, from about here to about here in terms of leeway for whether you hit this shot or miss it. But actually, it's more like this. Like, all along that arc, if I time this right, I hit someone. Like, the 180 on this thing is so easy compared to other weapons, because they just have to be anywhere along that trail and you hit them. So, like, you practice aiming with this thing by doing this sort of thing, of working on curving your shots so that they have the potential to hit multiple players if they're grouped up, like I just did there. Can I use Hydra as a part-time Slayer? Should I find a different Splatling? So, your use of the word Slayer is concerning me there, because Slayer weapons are typically, like, shorter range. They're weapons that can really push up and take space quickly. They're weapons that can get up in the enemy team's business and mess them up for it. The Hydra, it doesn't move very fast, so the only time that it gets to play that kind of a role, where it's getting a bunch of picks all at once, is if the enemy team just did not spot it at all. And you can set those kinds of plays up, but those are very specific, like, one-time use set plays that the enemy team is going to catch on to really quickly, or even see coming very often. It's just not mobile enough to play that role primarily the way that other weapons will. Now, again, you do whatever your team needs of you at any point in time. Do not get so married to the idea that the Hydra is an anchor that you never take opportunities to slay when you get the opportunity and your team needs that of you, or to paint, or to do whatever else. But those roles do refer to what the weapon's strengths are generally, and that's not really what you would call a Hydra. True, I didn't think about the supporting your teammates aspect of Salmon Run, but that is definitely helpful. Me with my motion sickness plays Range Blaster instead. Yeah, fair enough. What could be taught content-wise? Trying to think of that comment was in response to something I said earlier, and I'm trying hard to remember, Leaf the Rogue, what you were referring to there. Been playing Forge Pro so that I get to have longer range but still get to have an aggressive kit. Is that a bad idea, or is there something that does that but better? I mean, Squeezer is probably the idea there. Squeezer's not going to be quite as aggressive, but that's what it's there for, to do that sort of thing. If you want to play more aggressive, V-Bucket is a lot of fun and lets you go a little bit further in there. Still a lot more functional at short range. But that's kind of what people are doing. You could also go for like a Stamper. Those are the weapons that are kind of in that same category right now. But Squeezer, it just has longer range, barely has a worse kill time or anything, and it also gets Zuka, which is one of the best specials in the game right now. Plus it has a splash wall that makes it really difficult to approach in a lot of matchups. It's not the ideal thing that you would want on the Squeezer, but it definitely does shut down certain things. Like, walls are pretty strong right now. They help you a lot against something like a pencil, which would otherwise be able to bully you out of space. So that's, I think, one of the reasons that Squeezer has made a little bit of a comeback. It's always been one of the best main weapons in the game, but if its kit isn't supporting it the way that it needs to, then sometimes it falls off. 4-starred ends up in Splattershot, having trouble fighting against longer range weapons. Yes, do not rush them head on. If you're trying to fight something that has longer range than you, the general rule is you either get close to it by using cover so that it can't hit you until you're close to it, or you wait until it is targeting your teammate to close the distance. Otherwise, if you're running at them across an open sightline, you will lose. That is absolutely a losing matchup, so that's something you've got to keep in mind. Another message. Oh, okay, cool. Did see that video about Squeezer versus Tentatively. Yeah, that's one of those matchups. Is it at all worth playing V-Bucket with sticks? Should I give up on it and play something else? Oh, so you will lose access to being able to curve your shots, which is one of the really strong things about this weapon. And that is unfortunate. If you're going to play on sticks for sure, like, you're not trying to compare playing this weapon to playing another weapon on motion. You're trying to compare this weapon on sticks to another weapon on sticks. So I would think about it that way, but it could definitely work. I see a lot, the aiming is still relatively forgiving. A lot of people have more success on like a tri-slosher, because then you've got a wider spread and you don't have to aim quite as closely. Again, you're still disadvantaged to a degree by playing on sticks versus motion, but it could be better. Remember when everyone thought Squeezer with wall was a flop? Well, it kind of was, in the sense that, like, wall wasn't what it needed at the time. It wanted a poking tool. It wanted something that it could hit with from outside of its main weapon range, or something that it could use to hit up over walls. Squeezer is very straight line. It's not good at hitting shots around cover or anything. It needs to have its open sight lines to be as functional as it can be. And that can be challenging sometimes. So that's part of why a lot of the strong weapons right now as Slayer weapons are like AoE weapons. So they can take advantage of that. V-Bucket? You mean Dreadringer? No. No, really, what is V-Bucket? V-Bucket stands for Vanilla Bucket. Bucket is just like a word people will use for slosher. It is this slosher that I'm using right now. We say vanilla to clarify, because there are, multiple variants of slosher, that this is the slosher we mean. The only one that is simply called slosher. So, like, V-Shot is another similar example. It's the splatter shot that is just called splatter shot. It isn't called the Tentatek splatter shot, the Kensa splatter shot, the Wasabi splatter shot. Just the shot. What weapon would the Hoarder Bug from Lethal Company use as a main? I have never played Lethal Company, so I don't know. Hear everybody call every slosher type bucket. Well, yeah. Like, the Dreadringer is a slosher, but you can call it Dread, and now there's no confusion. Whereas the slosher, the name of the class is also the name of the weapon. It's like if there were a shooter weapon called Shooter. Like, you'd have to specify Are we talking about the jet squelcher? Are we talking about the arrow spray? Or like what are we working with here? You get that with blaster too. Use the TF2 or the vanilla option is called stock. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. And I mean, I support it because I think vanilla is actually a very interesting flavor and not boring at all. But that's the name that's caught on for a variety of silly reasons. Yeah. Stock implies that this slosher is the default, and that you, like, make modifications to it. You soup it up to arrive at the slosher deco. Which, like, I'm not sure that that's canon exactly. Because, like, this one's more purple than the slosher deco is, right? It's not just that they've slapped a sticker on it. It's, like, a different weapon. Even if it functionally plays in-game the same way. We say bucket more because it is funny than because it is faster. Bucket. Hiya. Bucket. I like bucket. Vanilla is so peak. You had me until alongside mint. I like mint on a lot of things, but definitely not ice cream. Go back to the 1700s and tell some spice merchant that now vanilla is so common and it's synonymous with basic. You just might... Yeah, like... That was not the way things used to be. Canonically mods, so stock works. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Saw on Twitter you might stream the S3 World Championship. Yeah, like, I'd probably restream the official broadcast of it and give my own commentary. Although it's probably they're probably gonna have North American commentators on it, so you'd have like 9 to listen to, and I'd definitely be interested to hear what 9 will have to say about it. 9's pretty knowledgeable. I don't know who else they would grab for that. Maybe Milana, Shiny Hunter's Axe, someone like that. When 3 of us are going left on Undertow Rainmaker and the Rainmaker decides to go right in X. Yep. Sometimes that'll happen. Chose strawberry in the ice cream fest, and then my teammates agreed, so I feel oppressed. Yeah. Well, okay, were your teammates mint chip? Because then I'm mad on your behalf. If they all chose vanilla, they chose correctly. Said mint doesn't belong on ice cream? On ice cream, sure. I don't like mint ice cream. But, like, mint has, like, a little fancy touch as part of the plating. That'd be neat. I don't remember the word stringer immediately, but I know... Yeah, and stringer's just kind of hard to pronounce. Like, STR is a lot of consonants you have to get through before you can actually get to a vowel. Bow is faster. Also, if you try to specify tri-stringer, now I just get confused with tri-slosher. You have to get so far before you actually clarify. Now for an actual question, how does one get a VOD review? I'd love to get one at some point just to learn. Absolutely. So I think Jamie just... What was the command again? Shoot. What was the command Jamie made? Was it VOD? No. Oh, it was VOD. There we go. Aha. I need to review the text of this because I haven't actually read the whole thing. Works better for your schedule. Go over to my Metafy. Thanks for your support. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So the Discord server there, that will get you into the Squid School Discord server, and I will be on the top of the member list, so you can find me from there. Awesome. I'm glad that we've got this thing now. This is a smart thing that Jamie has done. V-Bucket is funny enough to catch on. Lol Fortnite? What is there a bucket in Fortnite for? Gotta head out to a scrim. All right, later, Devi. We all assumed they were going to call it the Splat Bow. Oh, does that only work on... Oh, shoot. Okay. So Nightbot is only in YouTube chat. That's unfortunate. Okay. So I'll send you... This should work, I think. Yeah, that got sent by Restream. And so from here you can find the same Discord and Metafy link that was showing in Twitch. Yeah, just DM me on Discord, that's all. Could link today's video in the command too, yeah. I made a video today explaining... It's so funny that I'm getting, like, more questions about how to be coached on this stream than usual. Because I just put out a video on YouTube about frequently asked questions about how I coach people. And it's like, not anybody's fault, because it's like, nah, a YouTube video just isn't going to reach everybody. And so there will be new people who show up who will have questions. Gem... Oh, wait, those are two different... I thought Brendan and then Brennan were the same person for a second, and then I realized, no, wait. Those are different names. Hi, Brendan. And Brennan asks, who do you main in Melee? I am a Melee Marth main. I got in from watching Ken versus Azin, and I was like, I want to do that. And now I'm better than they were in 2005. Which is not saying a ton by modern standards, but it's still cool. Paranoxia says, hi, Jem, been watching your videos for a while, thought I'd drop by. Well, welcome. Happy to have you. We just finished up a VOD review a little while back, and people have been asking questions, so I've been answering questions. Learn how to do commands on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head of any bots that will do that for you on YouTube. Or maybe Nightbot can link over to them as well, I don't know. But I imagine it's some... There's got to be an API out there for that somewhere, right? That's a dev would have made a bot for? I don't know. If I want to watch the VOD of this stream back, I can just find it on YouTube. Yes, now that I am multi-streaming again. That was not the case of the Twitch-only streams, but it is the case now. Probably play a few matches and send one or two. All right, awesome. Yeah, just let me know... So for the Tuesday streams, those are free, and those are always at like the same time on Tuesday, so I would need to know what day you want to do that for. And then if you're going through Metafy, then you'll go and sign up that way, and that's how you'll submit everything. Soup is hot. Blow on the soup and wait a little bit. Starred Raccoonus. Hi, Raccoonus. You are back. If you're not doing anything, I could send a code to you right now. No, I'm not going to be doing more VOD reviews for today. In fact, I probably should leave pretty soon because I have to get some work done before I hang out with a friend later. But if you want to, again, if you want to sign up for another Tuesday, happy to have you there. I feel like bragging. I won my rank up by reverse sweeping. Let's go. Last one was overtime. Well, if chat's not proud of you, then I'm proud of you. Problem with an FAQ is that it just doesn't reach everybody unless it gets posted a lot. Having it in a video or a stream. Yeah, and it's honestly probably longer to watch the video than it would be to read what I type out. I just figured it might be more engaging and maybe that would get more people. What's your favorite Splatoon lobby? Probably Splatoon 3. I have a lot of nostalgia for Splatoon 2s, but there's just so much more to see in Splatoon 3s. It's a lot more dynamic, a lot more interesting, a lot more design flourishes to look at. Yeah, no worries, Leaf the Rogue. I've had people not even be their presence at the VOD review and just watch the recording of it afterward. I meant cereal is not soup, because soup is hot. I wish I had soup. Oh. So the debate rages on Twitch. Thanks for the video. I'm finally S rank. Congratulations. Good job. Do you own a Wii U? I technically yes. Now ask me if I have a power cord for that Wii U that hasn't been chewed through by a cat, and now I have a different answer. I played Splat 1 for 2 hours before the chewed through by a cat thing happened. So, I've played maybe like 3 of the maps, and I played a lot of Splattershot Jr. Alrighty. I think I will call it off there. I'm going to get a raid started on Twitch. And we are going to go and raid... We'll raid Broshi. Broshi Nendo. Broshi also plays Splatoon. So, like I said, if you would like to find more of me, Twitter lessons, so Discord or Metafy. There's also, you know, a community that we run on Discord. If you want to support the work that I do, I've got a Patreon, there's Twitch subscriptions, YouTube memberships, all sorts of stuff. All of those are in the links that you can click on over there. Really appreciate all of y'all coming out tonight. We are going to go and raid Broshi now. So that'll kick off in 6 seconds or so. And for YouTube folks, thanks for watching. If you want to hop on over, I will see if I can put Broshi's channel. Does this... Hold on, I need to check and make sure that this actually goes where I think it does. Yes, it does. Okay, I will put this into the chat, and you can follow us if you would like to Twitch. Off we go. Bye, everyone!